KELTEC is a proud sponsor of the Talking Lead podcast and the Leadhead Brigade.
I probably look like shit, but
don't we all?
Yeah, I was going to say, you got a hat or something you could put on that nappy head? I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, dude.
I got to look for radio right now. So.
It's hard to take a shower when you're all banged up, I'll tell you that.
Well, I'm recording the video, too.
Yeah. I'm shocked that I've actually been able to shower. It's not been too bad, actually. It just takes forever. Like, the water starts getting cold by the time I'm done. Yeah, I've been getting it done. I haven't showered yet today. I just kind of shower before I go to bed.
We won't tell people that.
It's all right to stink every once in a while.
Makes you human, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely a human. I'm not superhuman. I tested that theory out, and it did not fly.
Several times you've tested that theory out.
Yeah.
I think maybe you are because you survive every time.
I don't know, man. This was the worst one of them all.
Is this the eye-opener?
It was pretty sketchy. Yeah, I was walking around surveying the site after I crashed, holding my arm together with my good arm, and because I broke my humerus in half.
Shit.
And it was inside my jacket, and I kept trying to use my hand to use my phone, and it, like, I would move my shoulder and the bone would come up, but the rest of my arm was still dangling. So
damn,
I had to grab the wrist and kind of just hold it. Adrenaline, man, I tell you, is an awesome thing. Because
it can be good and bad, definitely.
Yeah, I didn't feel anything, and I kept my mind occupied by looking at the crash site, trying to figure out what happened, waiting for the ambulance to show up. And then when they got there, I'm really claustrophobic, apparently. So when they went to strap me down, I guess I started fighting with my one good arm, everybody in the ambulance. So they knocked me out and stuck a tube down my throat. So I don't remember any of it, which is fine by me.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I woke up the next day and they took the tube out. That was kind of harsh. Waking up strapped down with a tube down your throat kind of sucked.
Well, there's no doubt it sucked, but our listeners know that you were in another motorcycle crash, and they've been asking about you, and we've got him on the show, so we know he's alive, Leadheads. Crash.
I don't know if...
Evil Knievel.
I don't think people really care about motorcycle accidents and the details.
Well, I think they care about you, though. That's what matters. They care about you, and they're glad that you're okay and recouping.
I definitely appreciate that. It could have been much, much worse. I'll put it that way. Much worse.
So my concern about this one is, are we going to Sturgis this year?
I don't see why not.
Okay.
I should be about 80% at that point, so I can go. We'll see. Yeah.
Are you going to be riding a motorcycle? That's the question.
I put that together. Yeah. Thankfully, my bike didn't suffer too much damage. The entire front end got totally mangled, but it's just the front end. The frame was fine. The neck is fine. Even the bearings, the stem bearings are fine. So I really just need to replace the front end. That's it. The wheel and tire were completely untouched somehow. So all the spacers, the axle, the lowers, everything's good. I just got to replace the fork tubes, and it should be back in action.
So you've not sworn off riding. This hasn't deterred you from wanting to get back on a motorcycle and to feel the wind in your hair and the gravel in your teeth?
No, I've sworn off riding 100% at this point, but I know myself. I know that when I'm feeling better, I'll probably kick the bike and ride it around the neighborhood for a little while. Then I'll take it a little bit further out of the neighborhood. Then I'll go over down to a buddy's house down south, and the next thing you know, I'm on the freeway and I'm riding again. That's just, I love it too much. I want to quit and sell everything, but it's like shooting.
So tell us this, Chad. Was this one your fault, or was this again someone else's fault?
100% my fault. Well, I'd say it was 99% my fault, and part partially the city of Vieira's fault, because I was riding down a road, kind of a not real windy road, but just has some long turns on it. Yeah, it's actually a really simple crash. But going through actually my old neighborhood, and in the middle of between the lanes going east and the lanes going west, there's or north and south. Yeah, I think it's north and south. There's a median, and in the median there's like these really nice plants and flowers and palm trees and all that kind of stuff. It's like there's gated communities on both sides of this road. So I'm just kind of weaving through there, probably doing 30, 35. I think the speed limit was 35 or something, but I'm just cruising through there. Well, at night they water those things, and when they water them, the water runs across the street every once in a while. You'll see like a water patch. And every time I came up on one of those, I'd duck my head for a second so that the water would go up over my helmet and not hit me in the face. And as I'm cruising, winding through, I'm coming around. And, there's no lights on this road, by the way. So I don't know why there's no street lights. I never noticed it when I lived there, but I noticed it. The other day when I went back. So anyway, I ride through these little water spots, and I stick my head down. I completely forgot about a roundabout that is in the middle of this road, like halfway between two major roads. I was doing a cut through, and totally forgot about the roundabout. I ducked my head just for a second to keep the water from hitting my face. And when I looked up, it was way too late. There's a roundabout in front of me. I buried my foot in the rear brake, skid for about 20 feet, and tried to get the bike to lay over on the right side to try to make it around the turn. And it was just too late. And this all happened split second. So I went into remedial action, let my foot off the brake to stand the bike up. But as I stood the bike up, right when the bike stood up, I hit a one-way sign that was pretty much right in front of me. Because
you were going the wrong way at that point.
Yeah, well, I was going. If it weren't for the one-way sign, I would have just gone straight over the turnabout, because it's just grass and flowers. So I would have ruined some flowers, but I would have just gone. There's not really much of a curb, so the bike would have cleared that no problem. I would have just come over the other side and just kept on riding, to be honest with you. So, but there's that one-way post was right there, and it caught my throttle side. I got my hand off of it just in time. Had I not done that, I probably would have lost most of my right hand. The signpost hit the handlebars, cut my throttle, my grip in half, my throttle tube in half, bent the handlebars completely. I don't know, I'd probably say 40 degrees, and just completely mangled my fork tubes. And I went flying over the sign, landed on the ground. I think the ground broke my arm and my rib, and the bike just kept on going. I found the bike like probably 40 yards away. It kept going, went across the street, across the sidewalk, and then laid down kind of in a ditch. But yeah, so it was my fault. I shouldn't have been ducking my head like that, and I should have remembered that there was a turnabout there. The road didn't keep going straight. It basically just dead ended.
Goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're lucky. You're the luckiest man alive. This is your third major motorcycle accident in 2 years?
It is. Yeah.
And
the second one technically was the worst one of all, but somehow I was totally unscratched on that one. A girl rear-ended me at 45 miles an hour, and I have no idea how I had no injuries from that, but
man,
made it out of that one too.
Yeah. Did you have a helmet on this time?
I always wear a helmet. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So no injuries to my back or my neck or my face. I broke my humerus on the left side in half. I almost severed the tip of my right finger. I broke rib number 12 on the left, and I got a pretty nasty. I banged up my right knee pretty bad, and then just all the basic bumps and bruises you'd expect. So yeah, I did pretty well in this one. It could have been a lot worse. If my face had gone straight into that post, I probably wouldn't be here talking.
Yeah, you'd have a split personality.
Can't mess the moneymaker up,
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know about that. I'd either be dead or have a broken neck or paralyzed or something for sure.
Well, I'm glad you're you walked away with as minimal injuries that you have, but I mean, they're still pretty major with the broke arm. And did you say you got 3 pins in that arm?
I got 6 screws and a plate
Jeez.
holding it together right now. So I can't really use it. I can't dress myself. As you can see, I had to cut the sleeves off of this hoodie because it's a zip up.
You know you had them cut off anyway.
Well, it's hot here too in Florida, so wearing this is not exactly fun. But I need something that either buttons or zips up because I got to slide one arm in.
Can't pull it over. Yeah,
and then zip it up. It's the only way I can get dressed.
So
yeah, it's hard.
Did it mess up any of your ink?
No, not at all.
No, your tats got jacked up?
No, left arm is pretty clean, so I don't really have anything over here anyway. But
you will now, won't you?
Yeah, I've gotten a lot of really great suggestions for a tattoo over that thing.
Over that big scar?
Somebody told me this morning that I should do a one-way sign over the scar that's pointing up, you know?
That's great.
Somebody said do a zipper, you know, and then get a piercing at the top with the little zipper pull.
I like it.
Because it's a good size. Well, it's probably a good 12-inch scar from my elbow to my shoulder.
Wow. So
I don't know about you, but I feel like sometimes the mental part of being hurt is worse than the physical. Just being immobile and not being able to do what you want to do, sitting around and just feeling stuck is like the worst part about, at least for me, the worst part about being hurt.
Yeah, I mean, I'm only a week out from I'm a week into my recovery, and I'm here in the living room doing air squats and just you're exactly right. My mind is ready to like go back to the range, go back to riding, go back to, you know, riding my bicycle on the beach and all that kind of stuff. But I can't do any of that stuff. Yeah. And it's going to be probably 12 weeks before I can, you know.
That's the way I was after my hip surgery.
That was really rough, man. That's hard.
It really wasn't that bad. It was just that, again, you know, like you said, the mentally I was still fine and the rest of my body was fine, but I just couldn't do anything because, you know, the hip had to heal. So
yeah, what's the recovery time on that? That was a pretty good.
I beat the curve. It was supposed to have been like, I don't know, 3-4 months, something like that. I was within 3 weeks. I was doing everything that I shouldn't be doing.
You're gonna need a new hip in about a year then.
Yeah, probably. Well, I still got the other one to go. But Lead Heads, welcome into the Talking Lead podcast. And you just heard from our good buddy Chad, KELTEC Chad there, and he filled you in on his accident and what's happening, and he's doing good. But unfortunately, he's not going to be able to make it to NRA. We are going to be set up at the KELTEC booth again at the NRA convention in Indy, and we've got a big announcement about that we want to make. And to do that, we've got Crash Chad on here, and our good buddy Ben Ryder with KRAKEN Cases. Ben, welcome in.
How's it going? Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. And Ben's also got a tragic story that he's going to share with us here in a minute. I think we should space them out a little bit, not to bring our audience down. But yours is going to be a good story too, and it involves a Cape buffalo. Is that right? Yeah,
it does. Yep.
So Ben's going to tell us about that coming up. But before we do that, Lead Heads, make sure you go and support those that make this show possible. Companies like KELTEC. You go to their website, KELTECweapons.com, and they're running a special right now on the sub-2000s where you can get a $100 rebate. So go to your local dealer, and when you buy that, I guess, would they go to your website to redeem that $100, or is there a mail-in, or what? How's that work, Chad?
Yeah,
Do you remember?
Yeah, well, I was just going to say they started that program like right before I got my accident. So
okay.
Yeah, the website does have the information though. So if you go to the
website,
KELTEC Weapons, KELTECweapons.com, and you can follow the links. It'll tell you how to do it.
There you go. And of course, you can go to their website and in their pro shop and use the code LEADHEAD, and you're going to get 15% off anything in their pro shop. Like this cool hat that I'm wearing today, that's available. You can
That's
get
my favorite hat.
Yeah, I'm digging it too. It's one of my favorites too. I'm going to I've got another one back here that's my second favorite. change background. Boom.
The snappy new background you got there.
Do you like that? Do you like that?
Yeah.
We've got some things going with that too. There's some things in the work with that too. But there's my second favorite hat right there with the KELTEC.
Yeah, I like that one. Yeah, that's a good one too. The one you have is called the range hat though, so there's no button on top. So it's nice when you put your ear pro on.
Or I didn't even notice that. That's true. Yeah, I hate those buttons up there.
Yeah, and it's a stout hat. I mean, it's really rugged.
Yeah,
I like it.
It's a good hat. I like it. So that and their shirts and accessories, all at their pro shop. Anything but their firearms doesn't work. Code doesn't work on their firearms. Leadhead 15% off. And then KRAKEN cases, you can go to their website and any of their cases there, and they've got their new rifle case out. That's available as well. And you can get 10% off. Use the code TalkingLead. And this is the, which one's this called?
That's the Icarus case.
The Icarus. It's the little smaller one where you can get, like your iPro. You showed a suppressor. You were throwing a suppressor in there.
Yep.
Like this. This is the Atlas Defense suppressor. And I'm showing our video audience here. And I'm closing that down over it. Boom. Protect your suppressor. Treat it nice.
And what's nice is the skin layer on that foam has heat resistance up to 400. So it's not like a take it directly off your firearm, but you should be able to put that in before it's cooled down. You put an egg in there also.
Look, so we talked about it before, and I'm going to do it today. I've got an egg. This is an actual egg.
What's the diameter of that egg? I know that it's 2 inches is what I think the acceptable tolerance of that case is. So
it's the extra large, whatever the extra large are.
The jumbo.
So what do you think?
It's pre-cracked.
Yeah.
So here it goes. Here it goes.
Should be fine.
What? No way. Dude, that's awesome.
I just put an egg in here, so let's open it up and see what happened. So
like
for our listening audience, I just put a real egg inside the Icarus KRAKEN case. I just opened it, and the egg is completely intact.
That's a big old egg, too.
And to show you this isn't a fake egg, I've got a bowl right here.
Nice.
That is real. That wasn't a hard-boiled egg. That was a real egg. So this is legit. This foam is legit. These cases, the KRAKEN cases, are legit, ladies and gentlemen. They will protect. Do you want me to eat it? Me swallow it like Rocky?
You got to eat it raw now.
Yeah.
But any of their cases, the KRAKEN, the Icarus, what's this one called?
That's the Gamma case.
The Gamma case, which is the pistol size case. You can get those there. 10% off.
Yep, and like you mentioned, we just launched the Sigma, the rifle case.
And the Sigma, which I don't have yet, so I can't show you guys that one yet. But it's coming.
Yeah, that's in pre-sale for a couple more weeks. We are starting to ship the pre-sale orders next week, and then we'll be in regular sales starting May 1st on that. So, and then we have another case coming up probably within the next 6 weeks that's actually going to be it's called the Pegasus. It's our carry-on roller case. So perfect size for carry-on cases, good for tools, good for camera equipment, all sorts of stuff, which we talked about in the past. Yeah.
So what's your affinity with the Greek mythology stuff?
I don't know. It's not starting a brand and picking names is not always the easiest thing to do. You get so deep in the weeds on actually making the product and doing all that, and then you get to the time where it's time to make it. And when we started naming the products, we had picked KRAKEN because we liked it, and we just decided to lean in on the mythology side of things. So we may branch out to other, civilizations, mythologies, but right now we're kind of focused on the Greek side of things. So
yeah, I like it. I like them. I wasn't knocking it. I actually love it. So
there's an endless number of really cool words to
stories and mythical characters, definitely.
And pasty skin aside, you'd be shocked to know I'm over 50% Greek. I just didn't get the looks that you normally get. But
Did you
my
get the
mom's
hair?
side of the family is all Greek.
Is your back all hairy too? Like,
No, it's actually not that. I didn't get that. So that I think that is a
I love that. So KRAKEN cases, go there, use the code LEADHEAD or Talking Lead, and you get 10% off any of their cases. And we got more news coming for those that are going to be attending NRA. We're going to make the big announcement here shortly. Mission First Tactical, go to Mission First Tactical, and any of their drinkware, any of their apparel, any of their AR-15 accessories, their magazines, anything, their new belly band holsters, which my belly band holster is in my car right now because I went to the gym earlier. So I don't have it to hold up and show, but they're belly band holsters. And then they've got their new magnetic retention holsters that should be out soon. And we'll talk more about those once they are. But anything there, 20% off Leadhead, Mission First Tactical. And then, of course, our friends at Seal One. You want to keep your firearms clean and corrosive free. Seal One. Seal One and done. And use the code LEADHEAD to get 25% off anything at Seal One, except their new rod sets, their new cleaning rod sets. That code does not apply to those yet. We're working on that. So there you go. Go and support those that make this show possible each and every month, each and every week, actually. And let's talk about, you guys want to do jack wagons? You got any jack wagons? Should we do the jack wagon train, or we want to talk NRA? What we're doing at NRA. We want to drop the news now?
You're the host.
I'm the hostess with the mostest. So let's do jack wagons. I got a couple of jack wagons that I want to take care of. We'll get those, and then we'll make the big announcement. And then I've got more interviews from SHOT Show that's going to be attached to this episode also. So we're going to have interviews from LEO Takedown. They've got a new, even more compact takedown system for the AR-15 that we're going to talk about with Joe. We've got Kerry with We the Female. Also stilettos and shotguns, if you follow her on the Instagrams. Kerry's joining us on that episode. Walk the Talk America, good buddy Mike Sodini is going to fill us in on the latest that Walk the Talk America is doing to bridge the gap between the firearms industry and the mental health industry. And then Rick, our good buddy Rick, Chad, and Alice. Yeah. Alissa, is it Alissa?
Alissa.
Alissa.
Yeah.
I'm always messing up people's names. Rick and Alissa join us. Alissa is a model for KELTEC. She does a lot of their modeling for the videos and the print material. I have your book up there, Chad, but I took it down because I rearranged my lockdown wall.
Unacceptable.
I had your book up there. It's right there though. It's right over my shoulder.
Okay.
So we got an interview with them as well in this episode. And I think that's going to wrap up our SHOT Show interviews.
Nice.
What, 3 months later? we got a lot of interviews at SHOT Show.
Just in time for NRA.
Just in time to get more. That's right.
Perfect.
I think I timed that perfect. So those will be in this episode as well. But before we do that, we're going to have the Gunny bring in that train, and we're going to take care of some jack wagons and honor some heroes. So Gunny, bring that train in.
Hoorah, Semper Fi, do or die, hold 'em high at 8th and I. It is time for the Talking Lead Jack Wagon of the Week, so brace yourself, baby.
All right, the train has stationed, and I've got a couple of jack wagons that I want to throw on the train. And, it's all, personal stuff. Personal preference. You may or you may not agree, and that's okay. It's my show. So I'm going to throw Anheuser-Busch on the jackwagon train. Does anybody know why I'm throwing Anheuser-Busch on the jackwagon train?
Because they didn't pick you to be their spokesperson?
Because they did not put me on their can.
Because they did pick him to be their spokesperson.
That's me shaved. You couldn't tell?
Yeah.
That's what I look like shaved. But basically alienating the majority of their customers, which I got no problem with them putting this person on there. What is it? Dylan Mulrew or something? I don't know, Mulvaney. It's a transgender person they put on there. Whatever. If that's what this company wants to do with their brand and that's how they want to take it, that's fine. There have been people like Kid Rock and Travis Tritt. A lot of these country music personalities are up in arms over it, and they're protesting and taking. How they have these riders. When you go to a concert, these bands have. Chad knows what a rider is.
Sure. Not
a Ben rider, but a. It's this list of stuff that, hey, if we're gonna play your venue, you got to provide us with this stuff. And there's been bands that have been notorious for like M&Ms, but if there's a yellow M&M in there, we're not going to play your stadium. We'll walk out. But they're taking any Anheuser-Busch products off their riders. So you kind of got that going on. I heard an interview with Big and Rich, the rich guy. I can't remember what his full name is, but the Rich of Big and Rich. He owns a bar down here in Nashville, and he's leaving it up to his customers on if they serve Bud Light or Anheuser-Busch products or not. And I think he made a good point in saying that, it's ultimately, it's dollar driven. It's the customer that decides on what we do and what we don't do. So if people won't come into our bar because we're serving this, or they're not ordering enough of it for us to justify keeping it in stock, then we're not going to do it. We'll pull it and not serve it, and we'll serve something else. And I kind of like that mentality and that aspect of it is, he wasn't really making it political. He was making it, it's business. It's a business decision at that point. And if Anheuser-Busch has sabotaged their business by doing it this way, let the customers, let the money speak and decide on whether this was a good move for them or not. Nike did, their was it Kaepernick, whatever his name is, campaign, and their sales are down, I don't know, some astronomical, millions and millions and millions of dollars. They're blaming it on COVID, but we all know the real reason why their sales are down. So, ultimately the consumer speaks.
Well, you'll be sad to know that about an hour ago, I saw Nike has signed the same Bud Light person on, and they're now the new sports bra spokesperson for Nike.
Yeah, a dude, a male.
Jack Daniels jumped on the bandwagon too.
What?
I saw today.
No.
Mm-hmm.
What?
Not with that dude, but with
Jack Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me that ain't so. That's my favorite. I love Jack Daniels.
It's culture war is really what it comes down to.
I don't get it. I mean, it's such a small percentage of the market of our society.
It's less than 1%.
Yeah,
and the transgenderism is even less than that.
That's what I mean. The people that are actually transgender are minuscule.
So, the reason that these companies are doing this is it's a marketing. They're using, if anything, I think the gay community and the transgender community or whatever should be kind of annoyed by this, because these companies think that they're going to use their lifestyle, the lifestyle that they chose, to further their sales, to boost their sales, because exactly what you just said, they're jumping on the bandwagon. And I don't think it's boosting sales. I think it's boosting their image that they're after.
They're perceived. Their perceived political image.
They want to be all inclusive, but clearly, and leftists keep pushing for this all inclusive society, whatever. We will never ever be all inclusive. They're always going to hate our guns. They're always going to hate the fact that we love the Constitution,
and we like eating animals and meat.
And and the thing is, we don't hate transgender people, and we don't even hate gay people. We don't hate that community whatsoever. But we are perceived as people that hate that. They actually hate what we love. Like, they actually will verbalize it, and they will go and march in DC against the things that we consider, that we hold precious, like the family unit, our
God, country,
our Constitution. Yeah. Absolutely.
And I think a big part of it too is, as a whole, the media uses these talking points as a way to, demonize a group and remove their voice for future things. So like every time these things happen and a group comes out and says, I don't agree with X. Now they have something else to put in the catalog of things that they can call you or put you in this group that says like they're racist, they're bigots, they're whatever. And every time they do it, they're chipping away at your ability to stand up for yourself, for your rights. And now they can associate, like you were saying, your rights, Second Amendment rights, First Amendment, whatever it is, with the perceived, hatred of a specific group of people. And it's like, well, those are actually separate. What I believe is one thing, and our rights are a completely different thing. But now they're shifting the entire narrative to basically be able to attack rights or attack certain things using those, racist bigotry, whatever it is. And they're just creating all these chains between them with each one of these things that happens in the media.
You're absolutely right. And let me tell you, at KELTEC, we have several gay people that work at our company. They don't care about any of this stuff. They don't care. Like, I'm friends with them. We love each other. They work at our company. They do their job, and they're actually very fun people, and they're awesome. Like, and they're a big part of, and most of them are also very long-term employees. So they're a big part of our operation at KELTEC. No one cares about any of this stuff. Like, we don't need to politicize it. We don't need to what's the next thing we're going to put on a can? You know what I mean? Like, are we going to put like a straight white guy with a gray beard on a can so that we can like all celebrate like straight white guys with gray beards?
That's
like,
Dos Suckies, isn't it?
Cares,
The most interesting man in the world. In that they've already got that.
Yeah, well, yeah, I don't think he's on the can, but yeah.
I mean he's like their face, their spokesmodel. But that's the thing, is they try to, especially the firearms industry, is to make us out to be something that we're not. This is the most welcoming, most diverse community that there is.
100%.
We welcome everyone, races, religion, beliefs, whatever your sexual orientation, your pronoun that you want to run with that day.
That's because your constitutional rights aren't just for a certain group. They're for every American. Yeah. And I use the word American it's very important that we understand that if you are an American, you have you're protected under all of those rights, no matter who you are.
Right. Yeah. So John Rich is the guy's name. John Rich, and he owns the Redneck Riviera down in Nashville. So if you're in Nashville, and you want to make a statement, and then go in there and tell them you don't want the Anheuser-Busch, or you do, whichever way. Let the public decide. I
don't think most people are going to care. Like if you're a Bud Light drinker, you're still going to drink Bud Light. I mean,
and that's where you're wrong to begin with, drinking Bud Light. So.
I mean, it might affect them a little bit, because there are people that are going to, stand up or whatever, and for what they believe, and there's nothing wrong with that.
I think you're going to see Anheuser-Busch sales drop considerably because
you have to wonder if they were dropping already before they decided to do this, and if it was just a calculated risk on their part. They may have been losing market share with the people that they pissed off anyways. People are drinking craft beer and bourbon, and the trends are going away from lower end kind of.
Well, that's the thing too. When you think Bud or Bud Light, what person comes to mind when you're? It's not an affluent, rich, eclectic kind of person. It's a farm worker, somebody who blood, sweats, and tears for their paycheck, and works on a farm, or the good old boy or girl, southerner kind of deal.
Let me tell you, for me, because I'm one of those people, like if I'm in a particular situation, I kind of have to have the particular things that go with that situation. So, and one of those things is like, if I'm out on the boat or I'm fishing or whatever, I'm in Florida on a hot Florida day. There is nothing better than cracking an ice cold Bud Light, man. It's a thing. Do I drink Bud Light? Absolutely not. I would never. If I went out, that'd be the last thing I would choose. But there's just, because it's very watery, and when you're out there on the water, and it's just, I don't know, it has a whole different taste.
I'm a Miller guy
I don't
myself.
disagree at all.
I like Miller. I'll drink a Miller Lite, or I drink my go-to, my number one beer is just, if I'm going to go to the store and buy, and I'm going to drink, for the weekend or whatever, Miller High Life, baby, the champagne of beers.
Yeah, I can't do that one. Not a fan of that.
But I think beer. again, I'll liken this to shoes, just like I do guns. Beer's the same thing. Everybody's got a different taste palette, and that's why there's such a variety of different alcoholic beverages available. If you don't like it, then go to the one you like. I can't wear Nikes. It's not that I don't like Nike, but I probably wouldn't wear Nike now just because of the stances that they've made. If I did wear Nikes, I would probably not buy their shit now. But I've never bought Nike because they've never fit my foot right. So I've never been able to wear a Nike. They're just not comfortable. But that said, I don't drink Bud Light either, so I don't have anything to boycott there. So it's just.
Well, the other thing is Bud Light or Anheuser-Busch, they make a ton of products.
They do.
Too. So
yeah,
and it's not necessarily branded, Budweiser or Anheuser-Busch as well. So there's probably people, that are against what they're doing right now and it's probably still drinking their products because they just don't know.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. I mean, the crazy thing too about how marketing teams work, that company's probably so big that each one of those brands has their own marketing team. And you probably have marketing teams in the InBev, umbrella that are probably thinking, what are they doing?
Yeah.
They're probably part of the firearms industry somehow.
I'm sure.
With all the aluminum and shit that they use, and they probably got their own aluminum, and that they sell the aluminum to the gun manufacturers. I don't know. I'm just speculating there. But anyway, that's just that whole situation. That's my jackwagon. It's just, it's
a
ridiculous.
Pretty solid one.
And then real quick, also Jill Biden for inviting the losing women's NCAA team to the White House, trying to get them included also. The winners go to the White House. That's the way it's always been, no matter what sport it is or, caliber of league, whether it's pro or college, whatever. The winner goes. Losers don't go. That's just, it's part of it.
It's part of losing.
It's part of, it's part of winning. To the winner go the spoils.
Exactly.
But I heard that the LSU ladies team is declining to go now anyway. So that would be awesome if that happened.
Yeah.
I would love that. So those are my jackwagons. You guys got any jackwagons? Anybody you want to throw or anything you want to throw on the jackwagon train?
Yeah, mine's going to be real simple, real short. Civil engineers that that seem to think that roundabouts in neighborhoods are a good idea. That's it. They're unnecessary.
And wrong way signs.
I get it. You want to put some nice plants and stuff in the middle of the freaking street. It's a terrible idea. Just make the street go straight.
Or light it, provide proper lighting.
Yeah, stop trying to get cute with it.
I like that. How about you, Ben?
I'm pretty tame today. Nothing's really.
You don't want to throw a water buffalo on the jackwagon train?
It definitely is. I mean, it's not live anymore, but it definitely is on. Is on the train.
Ben takes care of his jackwagons in a totally different manner.
Yeah. They, if they don't kill me, they're gonna find their fate. No, I don't know. I mean, I think traveling back from Africa, I think, and I get it. Like the whole flight industry is one of those things where they were impacted. People are rude. People are crazy. But when you get flight attendants that are just awful and they treat you like garbage and you're just like asking for ice. I mean, that to me, that's kind of irritating. And I just like to say, please stop doing that.
So for the past, this whole year, the past several months, the service industry has made my jackwagon list every single episode. There's something about the service industry. And whether they like it or not, flight attendants are part of the service industry. They're there to provide customer service, and do it in a polite, respectful manner. Just like you're saying, I think they're getting more and more entitled, I guess, and feel that they fall under, a lot of these, what's the airport authority?
TSA.
The TSA and, those rules that, if you're loud and you're boisterous and, you question them in any way, that they can bring the hammer down on your head. And yeah, it's ridiculous. They've got this false sense of power.
There might be three parts to that. One, just people in general I feel like more and more are rude because I fly a lot and I hear people talk to some of these flight attendants. I'm like, dude, I hope that flight attendant punches that guy right in the face. You can't be an asshole to a flight attendant,
That's
man.
true.
Number two.
It goes two ways. It's a two-way street.
It does, absolutely. Number two, I'll give you this. There are flight attendants that are just flat out
assholes.
Yeah. They have no business being in that job. So that is a thing. But number two, I think the airline industry, after COVID and all that stuff, they're probably still struggling to come back. They're probably shorthanded. And I think these flight attendants are getting way more hours than they're really supposed to.
Probably.
So they're in the air a lot longer than they really need to be and on a lot more flights than they really need to be.
Well, there's a law in place that they can only fly so many hours, I think. I know pilots are that way. I would assume the flight attendants are the same way.
I don't think that has anything to do with flight attendants. Just the pilots, obviously, for safety reasons. And the pilots, some of those guys are actually being overflown as well because they're just adding a third pilot, and they're just rotating out, and they're trying to sleep on the plane. And we all know sleeping on a plane is no fun, not even for a pilot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's some components involved when it comes to flight attendants and stuff. I just had a really long flight out to Europe, and I was on 4 different airplanes. Every flight attendant they were awesome. They did a great job, and you're always expecting at least one of them to kind of be like, "Did they forget my drink?" You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? But
I guess. Yeah, all right, Chad. All right. I'll retract my flight attendant statement. I'll make it more broad. Just generally, people that are irritated when you ask them to help you if their job is to help you. I think that's more of along the lines of what I'm getting at is like you could call someone and you're trying to talk to them on the phone and get something worked out, and they're angry that you're even asking for help.
Oh, we have a customer service department at KELTEC, and you can imagine the calls that come in every day. I think we probably get about 800, 900 calls in a day. And most of those people don't call the company because they're happy and they want to say, "Oh man, your company is awesome. Just wanted to give you a call and let you know." That's not what customer service is for. Somebody's got a problem with something. And so typically, at least once a day, every customer service rep we have they're going to get a hold of somebody that's just not in the best mood, and they have to do their best to kind of quell the situation. So it kind of goes both ways. And with the flight attendant thing too, like I said, there are rude ones that shouldn't be out there. But you're right. If you're in the service industry and you're pulling some long hours, you're pulling doubles and you're short staffed or whatever, that's still your job, man. You got to bite your tongue. You got to bite the bullet. Our customer service has to do that. Even when they get rude callers calling in, by the end of that call, their goal is to try to make you like their best friend, and that's the service industry. So
yeah,
not cut out for it. You can do it.
All right, so let's go to the heroes real quick. My heroes are the LSU player that is denying the invitation, Jill Biden's invitation to the White House. I think her last name's Reese. I'm not sure what her first name is, but she's refusing to go anyway. I think her athletic department will probably make her go, unfortunately.
What was the reason she was refusing to go?
Well, she thought it was a joke that they were inviting the losing team to come as well. It's very disrespectful for them. And then also on the losing team, the leader of that team, her name is Caitlin Clark, and I'm assuming that it's a Caitlin as in a real girl, not a
yes, she is.
Caitlin Clark said Tuesday that Iowa shouldn't be invited to the White House. I don't think runner-ups usually go to the White House. I think LSU should enjoy that moment for them, and congratulations. Obviously, they deserve to go there. Maybe I could go to the White House on different terms, but that's for LSU. That's a pretty cool moment that they should enjoy every single second of being a champion. So kudos to her for, stepping up and just solidifying, the whole purpose of people being invited to the White House. She gets it.
That was a good statement. Absolutely.
It was a great statement. That was a great loser. That's not a sore loser right there.
Yeah.
So those are my heroes. There's probably some other ones. And the Nashville shooting probably has happened since our previous episode. So I don't think we've talked about that much. Maybe another episode we might talk about that. But those law enforcement officers that stormed in there and took care of business, no hesitation, are also Leadhead Brigade heroes. You guys got any heroes?
And you know what? Not to go there on this, but it's Easter weekend. I gotta throw out the big man,
JC.
Jesus Christ, my hero. I definitely think he saved my life while I was in Africa. So I gotta give thanks where thanks is due.
We're gonna tell that story. That story is coming up. But yes, Easter weekend also coming up. So happy Easter, Passover, whatever it is that you celebrate, how you celebrate it. Easter bunny, hunting eggs. Hope you have great weather. And I just ruined somebody's egg there. You know, that probably made a great Easter egg right there. But if you want to protect your Easter eggs, get a KRAKEN case, and you can safely transport them, to be hunted by.
Yeah. 30 feet in the gamma case with 6 eggs is.
What would be awesome is to see how many the rifle case would hold. How many eggs you could actually put in there.
I would bet probably 10 dozen eggs.
Dude, you've got easily. Like a couple of days that you could color some eggs, put them in there, and do like a video and say,
we've got like a 20-foot drop in the warehouse, so I could put them in there and chuck it off the mezzanine out here and see if they last.
That would be awesome. All right, that does it for our planes and trains. Going to get that train out of here. And before we get into our SHOT Show interviews, wrapping up our SHOT Show interviews, we want to hear about Ben's dramatic safari in Africa.
Yeah. So I got back last week, and we mentioned it on the last time I was on, but I work for a media company in my day job. And we hunt quite a bit, and we film content for brands in the industry on these hunts. So that's what we were doing in Africa. And it was the second day we were down there. We were in South Africa, Limpopo province, which is the northeastern part of South Africa, kind of, tapers up as you go, right on the Zimbabwe border. And so we were hunting plains game. Cape Buffalo was not anything that was on the agenda for me. I mean, I like to live dangerously, but not that dangerously. And so I did no research on Cape Buffalo before I went. I really didn't, know much about them. I just knew they were dangerous. And so it was probably like 6 p.m. South African time. And we were on tracks for blessed buck, which are just kind of like a smaller, antelope type animal. And we're walking down a dirt road, and probably like 20, 30 feet off the dirt road, there's brush everywhere. It's very similar to Texas and how the landscape looks. Dense brush, it's very thick. They had a really wet, rainy season, so the brush was really thick. And there was 4 of us. There was the PH, which is a guide in Africa, professional hunter, and then our cameraman, and then myself and my buddy who was hunting, Andy Husek. And we get to a tree line, and to our left is the brush. It's kind of a clearing, but there's a tree, and we hear a rustle, and I look, and then all of a sudden I hear Husek behind me scream, "Run!" And then you just hear, and this tank just gets up and lurches out from underneath. This Cape Buffalo just starts running at us. I mean, it was about 30 feet away. And so, I see it as we start to run, and Husek's hand is on my back, and the cameraman's in front of me to my left, and his hand is on my back, and we're running for maybe all of 3 seconds, and I feel his hand come off my back, and I look back, and all I see before I get hit is the Cape Buffalo's boss. So like the way that it looks is like you got the horns that come out, and the boss is right on top of its head. And I look back and I see it, and then it blasts me right in the back, as it's running full steam, hits me in the back. And I go forward, and there was a couple seconds of not knowing what was happening. I get hit, and then I get pushed into the ground by the buffalo, and then it tramples my legs. And then as it's going over me, it hits the cameraman, and he was there was a tree right to our left. And so he, you know, like when you're a kid and you grab onto like a street pole or something and you spin around it.
Yeah.
You're using all your force to do that. So he had swung his arm around this tree to try and do that. And as he got his arm around the tree, the buffalo hit him and spun him around the tree and cut his arm, you know, as he was spinning around the tree. And so, like, I still to this day don't know how this happened, but like 2 seconds after I got hit, I like was on my feet. But I didn't remember getting up. I was on my feet and I had my gun in my hand.
Adrenaline.
And Hugh to my right and the cameraman and the guide to the left. And I see this buffalo getting ready to turn around to come back. And the guide shoots his 450 nitro in the air and scares it off. And so we're all like, holy shit. Like, what the fuck just happened? You know, because you just got attacked by a Cape buffalo. And so I'm like, okay, I'm jacked up, but I'm okay. Like I can walk back. So we had about a mile walk back to the truck where we had parked the truck to go and stalk. And we get in the truck and, you know, I mean, it's like you would expect is everybody's just like, holy shit. I can't believe that happened. Everybody's okay. You know, assuming adrenaline's high. We get in the truck and we're driving out on this dry riverbed and there's the buffalo, like 50 feet off the dry riverbed.
The
same one standing in the brush staring at us, like does not care at all.
He's like, motherfucker.
And in that moment we're like, we need to fucking kill this thing. So we only had 300 Win Mags on us because we weren't hunting dangerous game, so we didn't have what we needed to hunt this buffalo. So we go back to the lodge and we get a 375 H&H and we go back to where we saw the buffalo and it was still there. It had relocated to the other side of the riverbed.
Is this the same day, next day?
Same day, within an hour of getting, you know, charged, hit, trampled by this buffalo. So we get out of the truck and, like, we set up, you know, the guide, we're in this, you know, like it's kind of like a little bowl and we're in this river basin and the guide sets up the sticks and I get on the gun. And I'm not ashamed to say it. I don't care. Like, I know, like, people can judge me all they want. I had never shot this gun before and the safety was on and I fucking flinched so bad when I pulled this trigger because I was like, my adrenaline was through the roof. And Husek's to the side of me and goes, don't jerk the trigger. And I'm like, all right. So I calm down. I get behind the gun. I'm like, okay, safety's off. I pulled the trigger, felt like a really good shot. I hit it in the chest, but it was just, we found out was it was just on the inside of its shoulder blade. So what we think happened is it traveled down its rib cage on the interior. So shoot it, you know, it lurches, runs away. And then we had set up, because we were all kind of freaked out. We had set up so the three of us would shoot, basically like guarantee hit and try and kill this thing. If I missed it, then they were going to shoot also. So I shoot it, hit it in the chest, it runs off. And Husek hits it as it's running away in the leg, in the back hind. And so we're all like, hell yeah, like we assume that this thing's going to be dead. So it goes off into the brush and the guide follows it for about 100 meters. There's blood everywhere. And so, you know, we'll let it go and die and we'll come back and find it in the morning. So we go and, you know, we're all excited that night. Next morning we wake up 6 a.m. I'm like, I'm not okay, but I'm, you know, I wake up and
you
I'm
gotta
like,
be sore.
Yeah. So we wake up and we go and find it, or we go look for it, and within 5 minutes we find it, and it's in the exact same spot where it hit us the night before, but it was alive, and it was not looking like it was very hurt. And so the dog, they use Jack Russell Terriers for baying animals over there. So before we can stop the truck, the dog jumps out because he's like, oh, this is on, smells the blood, jumps out of the truck.
Because he's a Jack Russell Terrier.
Yeah. Goes and bays the buffalo in almost the exact same spot where we had gotten hit the night before. And so we get out because we can't shoot towards the dog. So like from a higher angle down. So we get out and we start creeping down the road, and like the Husek and the cameraman are behind us and me and the guide are going forward. And we get to a point where we stop and the buffalo sees us and it charges again. And I'm on a fence line. I'm on a barbed wire fence line. And so this buffalo comes, and the way that they attack is that they don't attack you head on. They circle around behind you. And so this buffalo sees us on the other side of this brush, and it runs towards the car. But what it was doing was that it was making its circle. And as it makes the circle, it comes around this brush, and I am like within 10 feet of where this thing comes around the brush, and I'm making eye contact with it, and it's coming directly at me, and I have nowhere to go because I'm on this fence line. So I back into this barbed wire fence line, and as I'm getting ready to get hit, like it's probably 3 feet from me, the guide shoots it twice with his 450, like as he's falling backwards, because it had passed him, and he fell backwards and shot it twice at basically point blank range. And this Cape buffalo gets knocked off its feet and like 2 feet away from me and slides past me.
No,
like I'm in a movie. Like
yeah,
I'm like
I was gonna
frozen in time. I'm like literally frozen in time.
Like in the 300 movie where the big elephant slides right up to him.
Did you do the umpire thing and go safe?
I didn't do shit. I was like, I was like a stone at that point, because I was like ready to die at that, right. And then boom, he shoots it and it slides past me. And as it's sliding past me, I step back like 3 or 4 steps, and it gets up and runs off. No. And so within a 12-hour period, like I almost died twice. And I would almost say that the second time was worse than getting hit, because I was alone. Like I was singled out. No one else was with me. So when it was coming, it was going to come for me. And like I said before, like I did no research on Cape buffalo. And when I did after the attack, I was like, oh, okay. Because the statistically speaking, when they choose to attack, it's with the intent to kill. And they almost always kill the people that they attack. Oh, like they're not out to maim. They're not out to hurt. They kill, like they attack to kill.
They don't play games.
No. And so that second day, like it would have killed me for sure. There's no way that it wouldn't.
Is there a reason why? Was it protecting its babies or something? Or is that just their nature? No.
So they're just aggressive by nature, and it's not typical for an unprovoked charge like that. When you get charges, it's typically because they're hurt. But this one was alone, like it was forced out of the herd of the other buffalo that they had on property, and the reason I think was because it had atypical horn structure.
It was transgendered.
One of the reasons I think that I didn't die the first day when I got hit was that the one side of the buffalo's horns went up, but the other one actually tucked in, and the point was tucked backwards towards its body. So when it hit me, I kind of slid past where it would have gored me, and slid right off the side.
Man.
And so after that, so it's been shot 4 times now.
With high caliber.
2 times by a 450, once by a 375 H&H and a 300 Win Mag. And so we're all like, holy shit, again. And
the devil water buffalo.
Yes. And so we go and we find it for a 3rd time. But by that time, we're all like, we're not chasing this thing into the brush. And the only shot was from a tree. So the guide was like, what do you want me to do? And I'm like, man, just shoot it. Because, it would have died eventually. But so he climbs into this tree overlooking the same river basin where we had shot it the night before, climbs up into this tree and just basically shoots down from the tree into the brush where it was at, and then hits it. And it finally drops after that shot with the 375. And we go in, and it was still alive. He had to shoot it again with the 450 at basically point blank range to kill it.
Good
and
Lord.
So that was on day 2. And I was like, well, we were there for work. I had stuff to do. I hunted 5 more days after that. Killed most of my animals after that Cape buffalo. And when I got home, like I got on the flight to come home, and my foot swelled up so bad on the flight that I couldn't fit it back in my shoe. And so I was like, I think something's wrong. So I go to the ER the next day, and I ended up having 3 fractured ribs, and my ankle was fractured.
Jeez.
But there was no way I was going to a hospital in Africa. That
would have been worse than getting hit by the water buffalo.
I'm good. So, when I say I'm lucky to be alive, I mean it.
You figuratively are lucky to be alive. Yeah.
I definitely think there was a higher power looking out for me, because there was no way that I should have survived the first time, and then to survive the second time was nothing short of a miracle.
How about that water buffalo though? Taking 7 shots?
6 shots.
Unreal.
Somebody's horn
So
was going
you
off
finally
the
got it. It went down. You got your buffalo. You did 5 more days of hunting. Did you get anything else?
Yeah, so on that trip, so the buffalo, I shot a zebra, kudu, blessed buck, impala, and a sable.
Dude, you loaded up.
Yeah. So it was.
Did you get to eat any of it while you were there?
Yeah, we ate game meat every day, and then we can't bring the meat back into the States, so they donate all the meat to churches in the area.
Local people, that are there. I've heard that. That's one of the sucky things about it. You can't bring the meat back, but it is good because that helps feed the local people there. And what about the mounts? You doing any mounts with those? Yeah,
I did. They're all just getting sent back. So you do, it's called dip and pack, where they basically just treat everything, and then you get the taxidermy done stateside. But you can get your taxidermy done there also if you want to, and then ship back. But either way, you're paying freight costs on getting all that stuff sent back to you. So
yeah.
But one thing I'll say that I don't think people, when they go to Africa, really consider it is, everybody spends time and, you're thinking about like finding, an outfit that'll get you on animals that, you want to go and hunt, you want to have a good time, but you really you should be looking for people that are going to keep you alive because truthfully, like Bradley, who was our PH, the dude was like, I said to my buddy, I'm like, when you think of like South African or African hunting guide, like this was the dude, like this is the guy. Nerves of steel and just a cool guy. But, you really should consider that when you're looking at outfits and trying to figure out who you're going to go with is like, what's the caliber of PHs they have?
Yeah.
How long have they been doing it? Are they young PHs that are just looking to get you out on dangerous game, or have they been doing it? These guys have been in business since '73. It's called Ranchero Safaris up in Limpopo. And they're probably some of the coolest guys I've met, but they know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And I think that could have gone either way with a different PH or a different guy who wasn't as experienced, to be able to do that. And nobody got shot either, which PH didn't shoot us and we didn't, we weren't just.
That's key, right?
That's the other thing too, is like you get into something like that. It's very common that you would pull the trigger when you shouldn't. And so we're lucky that none of us, got edgy,
crossfire kind of deal.
Started blasting.
Yeah. Well, very good. Well, glad you're okay too. Right? So ribs and foot, that's the only thing you found out. Nothing else. No concussions or anything. Nothing
else. So I am also in the not going to NRA train because I can't. I'm in a walking boot for the next 4 weeks, so I'm not going to be traipsing around the show. I know.
All right, so. We're gonna jump into these interviews now from Vegas SHOT Show, and we'll catch you guys on the tail end. We're going to tell you about an awesome giveaway that we're doing with KRAKEN Cases and KELTEC at NRA. So catch us on the end of this. So they're directional. You gotta get up on them. Don't be afraid of them. Definitely. Let's turn yours on.
Like this.
Oh, that'd probably help.
Select the thing. Come on.
Are we here? Are we there?
Look, I'm easy. I'm not cheap. Okay.
Boom.
There it is. Again.
Check.
Okay. Sometimes people are loud and I got to turn them down and I have to readjust it.
I feel personally attacked.
You did it yourself.
Am I good?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. You're good. Just use your inside voice. I'm just kidding.
What's that?
The only voice you have. Right?
The only voice, my inside voice is when I've lost my voice.
Yes, use the only one that you have. Leadheads, this is day 4 of the 2023 SHOT Show. Bringing it to you from the official lead quarters here at KELTEC. The 410 KSG has just been released by KELTEC. Make sure you go to their website, check that out. Look at all the social media posts that are running rampant out there about it. And their K50 with the P50. You remember their P50 with the 5.7 50 rounds? Yeah. They've got the R50 out now, which I said K, it's R50. The rifle version of that. So it's got a folding stock and a 16-inch barrel. So you don't have to worry about those pesky ATF people and the stupid pistol brace thing that they're doing now these days. So
well, there you go.
There you go. How about that? So you hear some voices in the background. We've got a new set of guests here. an eclectic, diverse group of guests, which is what we've had all week. We got my good buddy Joe coming back, joining us. Joe, welcome
Hey,
back.
how you doing?
Doing well. And Joe is with LEO Takedown
And D&H Tactical.
Okay, I didn't know if we were going to mesh them together or not.
Oh, yeah, let's mesh.
Very good. And you brought Easton with us.
Easton is with LEO Takedown.
Yep, he's here with us too. And you guys have some interesting products that we're going to talk about.
We do.
New and exciting
New and exciting.
from both companies.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And then also joining us, we've got the beautiful, the lovely, the talented. We have Kerry with stilettos and shotguns. Also, we the female.
Yes, thank you for reading that script exactly.
Exactly.
The way you were supposed to for my introduction. Thank you.
She was holding it up, so how could I mess it up? You've brought a guest with you, a friend, and
I have.
introduce your friend.
Yeah, this is Stephanie, and Stephanie actually started as one of our social media followers and then started taking some of our classes and hosting our classes, and now she's here working with me, so I'm excited to have her here.
Welcome in. We're glad to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So as we're talking about these products, I would love to get your take, ladies, on what they're talking about. So feel free to comment, interject, have fun, and then we're going to get into talking about what you guys have been accomplishing while you're here at SHOT Show.
Great, thank you.
Fabulous, fabulous. So, Joe, Easton, which one do you guys want to kick off this awesomeness that we're getting ready to talk about with LEO Takedown?
Well, so LEO Takedown has been a quick-release barrel system for the AR-15. It's a kit that you get from LEO. Owner installs himself. It allows you to convert a rifle into a detachable barrel rifle.
Which I have. I have the system.
Yes, sir.
I have your original system.
Yes, sir.
On my AR-15, and I've got it set up with 3 different calibers right now.
That's correct.
I've got the 5.56, the 300 Blackout, and the 6.5. It's not the Creedmoor, the Grendel. Yes, the 6.5 Grendel. Thank you.
Yeah. So it allows a lot of versatility. You can have one rifle, 3 different barrels. Allows you to pack it off into the woods with lots of capability without taking up a lot of space.
It does. Very compact. I've made several videos showing you lead heads. I've got this awesome backpack from Maxpedition that I've loaded all of that equipment in, plus the magazines and the bolt that I need for the 6.5 Grendel with room to spare.
Yes.
Yeah.
So we, not one to sit on our laurels, we kept figuring out ways that we could make
Innovative,
this better.
improving, yes.
Yep. And so what we did was we decided the best way to do this was to integrate the coupling for the receiver into the receiver.
There you
so
go.
it's a one-piece deal now. It's much lighter than the previous. It's much easier to assemble. And it's the integrated LEO Takedown upper receiver.
Okay, so the upper receiver comes already pre-installed? Is that what it is?
Pre-installed, right.
Nice.
Right. So we've got a little kit here. If you pick that up and feel the weight of it,
Okay.
right? And that's just the kit. And then if you hold the receiver there, you can see the difference.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It's quite a bit
Big
lighter.
difference, yeah.
Yeah. And again, a lot easier to assemble.
This is the original one?
That's the original. We still sell the original. Some folks want to convert their own guns.
Okay. So for our listening audience that can't see this, what I'm doing is I'm holding the upper that has the adapter installed already, and versus their old system here that you would install yourself, and it's about half the weight.
Yes.
It's already got the upper, and we'll let Kerry try that out too. So would you say about half the weight?
At least.
Yeah.
At least half the weight, yeah. I working outside of the industry as well with women in particular who are intimidated by ARs. One of the common things I get, especially, I teach a lot of older ladies who are realizing they've become the safety for their families because their husbands have died or what have you. And I've been introducing them to ARs, which is great, and they're loving them. But weight has been an issue for them. So I think that this is a really great opportunity for them to realize, and easily convert it themselves. I mean, they can sit and do this. Anybody could probably do this based on this.
Pretty much, yeah. If you've got some basic tools.
But it will make it lighter for them as well and a little bit more manageable. So I think that's a great idea.
And in the AR platform, especially with the 5.56, you don't need the weight for the recoil. It's a very light shooting gun anyway.
Yeah, that's always been something that's kind of never made sense to me because for that exact reason, it never made sense that you don't need that extra weight to balance it. So.
not at all.
And did I mention it's day 4 of SHOT Show?
Yeah.
Thus Kerry's
lack of voice there. Bless her heart.
I've been hustling. This
I
time we'll
can
talk
imagine.
about it in a
She's
little
a talker.
while.
She's a talker.
Well, that too, and I mean, I had a whole different agenda being here. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but
Yeah.
I thought to myself, Kerry, it was a great idea to come on the last day of the show instead of the first day. Just consider it my Kathleen Turner voice, but for those old enough to know.
Chandler's mom, if you ever watched Friends.
There you
It's
go.
actually
Is that
Chandler's
Chandler's
dad. It was Chandler's dad, but Chandler's dad had a sex change, and it was Kathleen Turner.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'd forgotten that.
Fun facts. Yeah.
I guess I need more hot tea and lemon.
She was also in Julia now. That was back in her prime days.
Yep.
But back to LEO Takedown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So the integrated upper is going to be up on the website here within 30 days, I'm thinking.
Okay.
They're cutting chips on it right now, and after that, they finish them off, and we'll be sending them out.
Okay. And price point, what are we talking about here?
So the original kit's $299. The new with the receiver included is $399.
There you go. No fuss.
That's
no,
impressive. That's a good price.
Just buy it already done.
Yep.
You're ready to go.
Yeah.
I love it. That'll pop on any lower.
It will.
There you go.
It will.
And then you just need to get the barrel adapters.
No, that comes with it. That's all part of the kit.
Oh, that's all part of the kit. So you get the barrel adapters.
So
as
it's
well.
a kit. One is a kit that includes the upper receiver, and one is one that you use for your mil-spec upper receiver.
There you go. Very cool. Good deal.
Yeah.
You're
Good
so
deal.
quiet, Easton.
I'm always quiet. I don't know why I got invited to this.
Oh, because you're quick on the unpacking of the
I'm
gun
the assembler.
So where is that? So show the ladies here exactly
What
what you
they
guys
weren't
are.
here when we did the
they
whole
weren't.
the
whole thing. So
So
what
we have
Easton
the,
has is he's got like this little lunch pail. It looks like it's very small, compact.
We based it off a DeWalt drill case.
Okay.
Our first year at SHOT Show, when I had this put together, we were demoing it with their drill bag, and I thought we might need to get one with our own logo put on it. And
That
not
would
using
be
theirs.
better, right?
Rather
So we
than be
just
sued, yeah.
took the dimensions straight from there and came up with this little, what we refer to as the man purse. So we
Okay.
have our new integrated upper receiver paired with a folding stock from Sylvan Arms, and a little 8-inch 300 blackout barrel. And just in a matter of seconds, you can go from having it stowed away to fully assembled, pop in a magazine, rack around, ready to
And
rock and
just
roll.
like that, your lunchbox.
Wait,
done.
what?
I mean,
Do it again.
Did you see that?
So if you make it in pink, can it be a girl purse? Then?
Absolutely.
Is that how it works,
So,
right?
yeah, we
Shrink
said
it and
man
pink
first.
it.
Yeah, it was tongue in cheek, but it could be anybody's purse.
No, I love it. No, but I mean that seriously. Like, just make it pink and it'll be. Yeah.
Put it in your stilettos and shotguns, right?
Or purple.
Yeah, put a stilettos and shotguns on.
So we're
Yeah.
equal opportunity firearms experts here. They can be any color.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It's a purse.
Look. I'm secure enough in my femininity that I can carry a man.
I would like
purse.
to call it the lunch pail. Can we change it to the
I
lunch
like
pail?
the lunch
Absolutely.
pail works. Yeah.
I like the lunch
Yeah.
pail.
or
That's
the FAFO pail.
that just
Yeah.
gets rid of this
Call
whole.
it the FAFO pail.
I need to get a little Buzz Lightyear lunchbox.
There you go.
Oh
That would
no,
be sweet.
that is a great idea.
Now, if you could do that and like have custom things put on them, that would be cool.
Okay,
too.
I want to
That
try
would
this.
be
Can I try
Yeah,
this?
absolutely.
Get your lunch pail
Okay,
with
you're gonna
like
walk me-
Hot
walk
Wheels
me
on
through
it,
this.
or
Sure.
you
Yeah.
remember those?
Yeah.
pull
The
it out.
Happy Days.
Transformers.
I had a Happy Days one.
I'm becoming a big fan of folding stock.
Yeah, they're great.
Folding
Well,
stock?
anything that I can throw in
Yeah. Now you guys
in
aren't.
a gender neutral person.
It's a lunchbox.
It's a lunchbox.
in a
We'll go with
a
lunchbox.
FAFO
That
bag.
works.
We could call it a beer cooler too, I guess,
So-
or a cooler.
Okay, so
So go ahead and unfold it and brace it
So
against
Kerry
your leg.
is demonstrating how easy. So she's done the
Remove
stock.
remove the safety cap.
I haven't had coffee.
This is her first time, so she's not had
Yeah.
any instructions on this
Not
whatsoever.
At all. Not at all. And I've
Yeah,
never.
it's very
I've never
intuitive.
Done any, I've never done any work with a.
Pull straight down
Someone-
on the coupling and just push in on the barrel.
Shut your
And she
face.
is locked and ready to go, just like that.
Yeah, a little bit
That
of practice.
I wish you had a camera on because
I wish we did too.
my
Yep.
silence is not translating how stupid easy that was to do. Holy crap, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yeah. And with a little practice, you'll be doing it in 3 seconds.
Oh my gosh, all my little Granny Oakleys could do this.
Granny
and
Oakleys.
that's what we call them. That have never, all my grandmas that have never touched guns. that come in,
Granny-
so, yeah, we call them Granny Oakleys. That's pretty badass.
Right.
Pack a lot of
I'm in-
firepower in a small
I'm
package.
impressed. Kind of like me.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let's impress them again, and let's talk about D&H and what they have to offer.
So D&H is a stamping company. They've been making magazines for the AR platform for 40 years now. In fact, they made magazines for the original AR, original M16s.
Okay, stoners.
Under the Lebel name. And so now that we've conquered every caliber of AR,
there's still more coming out.
There's still more. So we decided to branch off into the pistol realm. And we were looking at across the pistol market, and Glock is just saturated as heck. And we were looking to do what's the next magazine that we need to do, and the P320
kind of popular, isn't it,
compatible
these days?
magazine came to mind.
Yeah.
So we decided to do a 30 round that's compatible with the P320.
Very nice. Is this the first 30 round for that?
So Sig beat us to market by, and that was the other reason, because Sig didn't have one out yet. So
I have a 320.
You will love this then.
Ooh.
So they beat us to market by a couple of weeks, but we got it out there, and
but yours is better.
Well, it's better because we've actually tested it with all of the other adapters on the market at this point. We've run it through the Sub 2000. We've run it through the Matador Arms adapter and the what's the other adapter we've got? That doesn't matter. So we've
the other one.
So CMMG has a dedicated lower for it. We've tested it through there.
I don't know if they have one or not for their Sub 2000. KELTEC.
So, KELTEC has a grip. They have
an adapter for
it's a universal grip. It does multiple calibers, including the P320.
Yeah. Have you tested it with that?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so it works.
Yeah, I've got one. Yeah.
Sweet. Very good.
Yeah.
We just gave one away for our 10-year anniversary.
Did you really?
Yeah, it was
awesome.
Prize package number 4. Yeah.
Cool.
You gave one of those away. Yeah, absolutely.
But it's a fun stick. It's a fun stick for a fun gun.
A fun stick. I like it. And where can they go and get these?
So contact your local retailer. I believe they're being distributed by Xander's.
Okay.
As well as a few of the other online retailers. Palmetto State Armory, I believe, has them.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah.
You get just about anything there.
Yeah, pretty much.
PSA.
Pretty much, yeah. They're good folks over there.
They are good folks. Well, very good. That's exciting. Good stuff from LEO Takedown.
A side note on that, PSA is working in a social media world. There's a lot of crap that PSA takes quite a bit of crap sometimes.
Yeah.
But they are making firearms accessible to everyone, and
making them affordable.
And yes, and I'm here for it. I think it's fantastic that what they're doing. And at the end of the day, is it really about you being a gun snob, or is it about arming the people?
So I know the owner, and he very much takes that to heart. He is very much in favor of
good old Jamin.
Being someone who's supplying guns to the common guy.
Yeah, I'm here for it. I think
it should be accessible to everyone, and he's doing his best to make that happen.
Doing the Lord's work.
There you go.
Jamin, ladies and gentlemen. So, Kerry.
Yes.
It's not been that long since we've had you on the show.
That is true, and I had a blast.
I did too. I know our lead heads enjoyed that episode too.
Good, I'm glad.
But you have been busy here at SHOT Show. So talk about what all you've been able to accomplish and get done with We the Female.
So last year, I had a lot of places I needed to be with my firearms, and I just started driving instead of flying everywhere, and found not only was it a million times easier just to have them in my van and go, but that I enjoyed it, and I actually enjoyed the traveling, and so
felt more safe, more secure with your firearms, traveling with your firearms.
That too. Well, and it's certainly. I mean, I wasn't worried about.
Yeah. You weren't worried about anything.
I was sleeping at Love's Truck Stops, and I ain't worried about it. You know what I'm saying? And interestingly enough, for many reasons, I ended up buying a Toyota Sienna minivan to do this in. So I literally sleep in this van, and, down by the river. For those of you that, you're old enough to know. It's been fun to watch people and to see if they get the joke, or the joke, Marty, right?
The joke about a Sienna.
About down by the river.
Down by the river.
Chris Farley, down by the river.
Down by the river.
Motivational speaker. It's like I don't even know you, Marty.
I didn't watch a lot of Chris Farley movies.
Well, it was a skit, Saturday Night Live.
Saturday
Anyway.
Oh, Saturday Night Live.
Anyway.
Come on,
Definitely
man.
don't watch Saturday Night Live.
I'm a millennial, dude. Come on.
You let a millennial show you up?
I don't watch that crap. Saturday Night Live, bunch of libs. Bunch of
You got to
libtards.
keep up with the memes, though. See, that's.
Oh, back in the
that's
day,
me.
it wasn't so much
Yeah,
like that.
That was
though,
back
yeah.
when SNL was good.
Yeah, this was back in the 90s and stuff. So back in their heyday.
My SNL is Chevy Chase and Bill Murray and Eddie Murphy. That's my SNL.
So
I'm old.
Are you? You're not that old, and you're
I
identifying
am
with
old.
That's the generation that trained Chris Farley.
Right,
That's fair.
exactly,
Yeah. They were the next
No,
generation.
don't get me wrong. I know Chris Farley, and he
Yeah.
was a genius.
Yeah.
But okay.
Okay. So anyway, for many reasons,
Squirrel.
I don't do a Sprinter van. First and foremost, that's not. I want my money going back to my organization because We the Female is a nonprofit. But also, there's nothing more or less assuming than a gray minivan. So I pretty much get left alone, which is great. So this caught on.
Nothing yells child trafficking like a little minivan.
Like a minivan, right?
Like a minivan.
Yeah. And by trafficking, if you mean soccer games, taking them back and forth to soccer games. So it caught on. Like, people were watching me do this. They got a kick out of it. Stephanie knew I was doing it, and she hosted one of our classes in Lodi, California. Lodi, California. And so I started receiving more and more requests for this to bring me to other states. Mm-hmm. And a dear friend of mine who's a wonderful mentor in the industry, he says, you need to start getting some sponsors. This is something you need to do. I came from nothing. People that come from nothing don't ask for things easily.
It's hard to ask for
it
things.
Is. So
because you're taught to work for it and earn it yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But people are, Kerry, your resume is there. Like, people see that you're really doing stuff out there.
Yeah.
And so I sucked it up and I did it. And I'm grateful to say that we've had an amazing response.
Fantastic.
F1 is going to be sponsoring us.
F1?
Oh, wow.
So these are all the people you've contacted here
today. Well, that's what I accidentally
Gotcha.
double booked myself. I had to. F1 needed to move my appointment.
Oh,
and
you should have just invited them over here.
I should have invited him over here. Yeah, so I'm headed over there afterward to finish up the.
We'll just text them, tell them to come over here.
The deal, and we could probably. Yeah. So and then DSI. DSI is involved.
Nice.
Primary Arms.
Sweet.
Save Your Equipment. Love my Save Your Equipment men.
Yeah.
Like, I
Did you talk
love
with
them.
Ken over there? Did you talk with Ken?
I talk with them all over at Savior. Primary Arms?
Yeah.
Heck yeah. Well,
Ken Ross.
funny you mentioned that because Ken.
Ken.
Yeah. I love Ken. And I've known him for a while.
Good dude.
And so when he is. And so when I approached him, he gets this big grin on his face, right? And I'm looking at him and I'm kind of talking, because we talked back and forth about this, and I was just kind of like, because he was the first one I went to talk, because he's the one I knew the best.
Yeah.
So I was kind of doing the kind of circle the toe kind of thing, like a kid, right? And when I finally said, would Primary Arms sponsor me, he gets this big smile and he says, yes, like it's about time that you finally asked, kind of a thing. So I was grateful, grateful for that. So our goal is to add, so we'll be in Washington State, as you know. I was the plaintiff for GOA up in Washington State on a gun law, and I lived up there for 20 years. So I still teach. That's one of the primary places I teach. We'll be teaching again in Northern California, Arizona, and we're going to be adding Texas and Utah to the trip this year. I just had a request for Massachusetts, and it looks like we're finalizing some stuff in Florida as well. Oh, so, wow. And then as I was waiting to come in, Chris over here at KELTEC, I told him that we had been talking about Florida, so they're talking.
The red beard guy?
Yes.
That's
yes.
Hammer.
So
That's Hammer.
He mentioned wanting to see what KELTEC can do to help bring that in as well in Florida. So I'm humbled and I'm grateful that so many people want to help us. And it's, the Arm the Women Road Tour, Arm the Women Education Tour. So women, you get to the women, you're going to get to the men. Bottom line, women get stuff done. There's a reason that gun control, the politicians that support gun control have weaponized women, because they know how powerful the voices are. And there's a lot of talk about getting more women in the industry and this and this and this, and we're out there actually teaching the average mom in America how important the Second Amendment is, but not because it's necessarily shall not be infringed, but because it's about her and her babies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's a right to be safe and
Exactly.
a right to feel safe.
Exactly,
And
but
nobody
they
should
don't-
live in fear because they think that at any time something could happen to them. They should have the power to defend themselves.
Absolutely, and there's a
100%.
cognitive dissonance a little bit because of what they see put out there by the media.
Yeah.
That it's all this shall not be afraid, this kind of thing. And like, no, it's this is about you. And so we just bring that different perspective in. So this tour, our goal, our long-term goal, or bigger vision on this is to be able to have enough sponsors that we can provide these fundamental classes, which in a lot of states actually falls into covering concealed carry as well.
Sure.
For free. And then at the same time, while mom is learning, they can bring their children and do a firearm safety class at the same time for free.
Now, when you were on our show, we were talking about this event that you were doing for teachers.
Yes.
And I know that got pushed back a little bit, so you want to talk about that?
It
real
did.
quick?
So arm the teachers, and we ran into a couple of logistics, one of which, and the biggest being we lost the range. It's kind of interesting to me to find how many people that own ranges or work with ranges say that they want to support our mission, but when we ask them if we can use the range for donation, they don't want to do that. So we got bumped.
But then they did, and they
took it from
reneged
us,
on
yeah, because they
reneged on
had money coming, whatever. So anyway,
jack wagons.
yeah.
You want to mention the range?
Not yet. Not yet.
out.
I'm going to give them an opportunity to redeem themselves. And then,
All right.
Marty, you've known me for years and well enough to know that I will absolutely scorch the earth
Oh yeah.
with names
When
and
you're
receipts.
ready
I have
to-
no problem doing it.
You're ready to throw them on the jack wagon train.
Yeah, I'm absolutely, I'm there. So, but we have a great partnership with GOA, obviously, as one of their plaintiffs, and I'm big on education and teaching people how to read policy. So I spoke with Tony over at GOA and Marty. We want to bring Arm the Teachers to Tennessee.
We need to talk to Art.
Yes, we do.
And Art has been running around here. I don't know if he's still here today.
Do you see
but
how I did that?
Yeah,
It's nice and smooth.
Remind me when we get off, and I'll text him.
Very
so he's
nice.
still
Hey,
here.
hey,
And
Marty.
I will introduce you.
You're gonna bring Arm the Teachers to Tennessee. Look,
We're gonna make that happen,
I've noticed
girl.
that, often it's just easier to tell men what we're gonna do, so that they don't have to make the decisions.
We hate making decisions.
I know you do, so we just make them for you,
Yeah.
and then you guys handle it. And it's guns. Like, so how bad is it?
I like
really? It's
being
kind of a
told
win-win.
what to do, Bob.
Well, that's a whole other conversation, and there's release forms. So can we just not go there? Like, it's awkward. There's insurance involved.
You hit the nail on the head, dude. Men respond better to orders.
In a lot of cases, yeah. So, well, I look. I mean, that's a whole other conversation we can have, right? Because that's getting into like the whole men who are real men as opposed to,
But Arm the Teachers,
that's a
you're
whole
working on
other.
it.
That's a whole other podcast.
You're working on it.
All the men in the room are like, this is getting interesting.
We need a range for this to
Yes.
happen. So if anybody's listening, it doesn't matter where. If you know of a range, you work at a range, you own a range, you got connections there, and they're interested in doing this, get in touch with me, or you can get in touch with Kerry.
Yes.
talkinglead@gmail.com.
Or we the female official at gmail.com.
At
It's the easiest way to get me
gmail.com.
directly.
She's on the grams also, so you can hit just direct message.
We the female _ official or stilettos and shotguns 3.0.
3.0.
I lost my first two accounts. Yeah.
I'm shocked.
Right.
Not.
Yeah. So, and then I'm on Facebook as well.
Well, there you go. So, LEO,
Leo Takedown, D&H Tactical.
give their
So Leo Takedown, just Leo Takedown on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube,
okay.
LeoTakedown.com.
And D&H Tactical, again, I'm an old guy. And
That's right. Just
I don't
search them
know.
on the
I don't-
grams.
D&H Tactical at AOL.
He started talking about what the grams are, and I said, "We're in Vegas. Is that legal here?"
MySpace, is that where they're at?
Yeah. Nice.
Well, guys, thank you so much for taking time to be on. Kerry,
you for having
appreciate
me.
the update, and congratulations on scoring all the sponsors.
Thank you.
Anybody I can introduce you to, just let me know. We need
Absolutely.
to probably talk to the guys here at KELTEC. I'm sure they probably get behind this as well.
That would be great. Anyone who's willing and or interested. in
Leo,
sponsors
want to get
can help.
involved? You got some guys right here you can talk to
Yeah,
when
we
we
need
get
to
off.
get you guys some
It sounds like
Leo
they're
equipped ARs.
That'd be great. Those are cool.
They're behind the mission there.
Fantastic.
All right, guys, more from the day 4 of the 2023 SHOT Show from the official headquarters here at KELTEC coming up. Joe Moe, ladies and gentlemen. Stand by. Hey, Joe.
Hey, Leadheads. Dwight Settle with Seal One. Just here to talk to you and tell you a little bit about our product. Seal One CLP Plus is a bio-based, non-toxic product. It comes in a paste, liquid, aerosol, and pre-saturated bore-specific patches called sealskins. They all do the same thing, just different methods of application. The best way to use our product is to start with a clean firearm. There's two reasons why I say that. First, you start with the Seal One CLP Plus by field stripping your firearm and covering the entire firearm inside and out, bore, barrel, everything with the Seal One CLP Plus. You'll see how easy it spreads around. You'll want to wait about 15 to 20 minutes. Then you come back and you want to wipe it all off. So you see how easy it is to put on and remove. And the second reason we say to use a clean firearm is you'll find that it's not clean. We're going to pull out more carbon that's been left behind with whatever product you've been using before. Okay, it takes about 3 cleanings. So I like to say a clean shoot, clean shoot, clean shoot. Just normal usage before the Seal One CLP Plus has removed whatever product that you were using before and has seasoned the firearm. It's kind of like breaking in a cast iron skillet. And after that first cleaning, you will notice a difference. And with each successive cleaning, you will find that it gets easier and easier to clean. Seal One CLP Plus is a dry lubricant and is designed to work as such. You will find that malfunctions are virtually eliminated when used properly, because the majority of all malfunctions are caused to carbon buildup. And with the Seal One CLP Plus, the carbon does not build up. Seal One CLP Plus is safe on all metals, plastics, composites, polymers, rubber, wood, and leather. Seal One CLP Plus is a one-and-done formulation. No other products are required or needed to clean and lubricate and protect your firearm. That's why we say Seal One and done. Seal One is a proud sponsor of the Talking Lead podcast and the Leadhead Brigade. Use the code LEADHEAD for a 25% off discount.
The name of the tour is Limp Bizkit Sucks.
Limp Bizkit
I think I did
Sucks.
That's the name of the tour. Yeah.
Ton Jones, ladies and gentlemen. Ton Jones. Y'all know Ton?
No.
I'm going to introduce you to the funniest man alive. Come here. Come here. Yeah, come here. You're not getting away.
What do I do now?
I got to introduce you to my friends.
Oh, man, I didn't do it. It's the other fat bastard.
Ton Jones, Mike Sodini.
How you doing, brother?
Jake, I can't ever say his last name. Jay Hood.
How y'all doing?
Good.
Devin.
What's happening,
And Devin.
Our production director.
What's going on, brother? Hey, you look presentable today.
Well,
He
thanks.
said with surprise in his voice.
Yeah.
Oh, good, yeah. I was rocking it yesterday, dude. Come on.
Just call him Big Bird.
Are you full of meetings again today?
Actually, I was stopping by to tell you I'm going to be back in about 30, 45 minutes to come harass you.
Okay, well, come on.
sticker.
I'll probably
This is us.
be
We,
on the mic, but that's fine.
Trying to bridge the gap between firearms owners looking mental health care without rights restriction.
Oh, that's
what
actually badass.
Thanks. We got a booth downstairs if you want to swing by and chat more.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What is it? Warehouse Horrors is the show you did? Warehouse Horrors?
Warehouse Wares.
See? He's trying to bridge that mental health gap because you're pushing me over the edge, Cupcake. You're pushing it.
So he's in the airsoft business now.
Oh, man.
They do airsoft guns? High capacity, high caliber airsoft. I mean, now they're doing bolts, airsoft bolts.
High-powered pre-charged pneumatic air rifle.
Thank you. There it is. Air guns, not airsoft. I'm sorry, not airsoft. My bad.
He's messing with
Coincidentally, I teach emotional functioning.
Yeah. You know what?
Maybe these are the guys you need to talk to.
Your hair looks especially greasy today.
Thanks, man. That's the look I was going for with the shirt. Spot. Thank you. That's a confidence booster.
Love you, brother.
I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Nice meeting you, man.
Good meeting you, buddy. He's so hilarious. So he's like, he was a venomous and reptile handler, alligator stuff like
that. Fits.
Done that for like many years.
That does not surprise me.
What do you see his hands? They're just like all mauled and
from being bitten.
Yeah, alligators and snakes and
it's like cauliflower ear, but for
But he was on a reality TV show I can't. Was Warehouse? What was this show?
It's like Storage Wars, but not.
Yeah, I call it Storage Wars. It eats him up every time. I was like, you're on a Storage Wars, right?
That's why you said Warehouse Wars.
Right. It was Warehouse something or Storage House. I don't know. It was the one that came before Storage Wars that they did for 9 seasons. So I mean, it was a pretty popular show.
Wow.
Damn.
Oops.
Are we ready to rock?
Yep.
Yeah, let's go live on this one.
Oh.
Let's do a little live.
I'll write it. Do it live. I'll write it.
We'll do it live.
It's like to play us out. I don't know what that means.
And we're going to get pictures after. So we'll do some pictures and stuff.
Pictures? Pictures?
Pictures. Yeah, we're going to do pictures. Keg. I heard somebody had a keg nearby. So, y'all been tapping kegs? You been going by booths and finding who's got the alcohol?
Only at home.
I'm not having another drink while I'm here. After last night's
You weren't that bad last night.
I was pretty bad.
Do you remember seeing me?
No.
Okay.
Oh, really?
Do you
Where did I see you?
At the Melted Kilt or wherever it was at.
Yeah.
You were at the Tilted Kilt?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
dude, I was on
Were you there?
autopilot. I was on autopilot.
I didn't see you guys. You two weren't
I
there.
saw you I came and you were leaving.
Okay.
I was definitely
So
there.
y'all were just coming, I guess.
No, I was there. I was there the whole night.
You were there? Maybe you're in the can. I don't know.
It's hard to see me.
Wow.
Easy
Dude,
to
wow.
At
I have
a
no
place called the
recollection of
Tilted
that.
Kilt, you stand out.
One would think. One would think.
No, you and Raph was tore up.
Oh, yeah.
He was. I know he doesn't remember me being there because we went by his booth this morning. He's like, "Hey, it's good to see you." Yeah, good to see you too, buddy.
Yeah, dude. Every time I would finish my drink, someone had another one for me, and I was just crushing them.
A long night.
That's why they make them, right?
Right.
All right, lead heads, we are back at the 2023 SHOT Show. This is day 3, and it is jam slam today. I think this is probably the busiest day yet. Seeing all the traffic and everybody go by, and the noise level seems to have increased, hasn't it, Evan? Yeah, it's a lot louder than so. Definitely, the excitement has built. Did you win that AK? Did I win that AK? Okay, neither one of us won the AK. So the Century Arms was giving away a gold. Is it the gold one today? The gold AK. So who was over there giving it away?
Black Rambo.
Black Rambo was giving it away. So we may have Black Rambo on the show. I heard there's been threats of that. So he may be showing us. But joining us right now, we've got our longtime buddy, our Richard, one of the original Richards.
Guido Richard.
That's Mike Sodini, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome in, Mike.
Hey, man, it's good to see you.
It's good to see you too, brother. You're looking good, man.
Looking
You
fat.
are looking good.
Looking fat.
No, you're not. Not as fat as me.
No, you look good.
Come on, son.
Come on.
No, it's the big loose shirt. It's hiding it, you know. My tailor's like, hey, you need just a little longer, a little wider, and that gut's gone, baby.
Hey, well, we're only
maybe you should buy a new suit instead of trying to wear the one you wore
10 years ago.
Yeah.
It's really amazing what they're doing with clothing these days.
They make
Really
it every
is.
day.
I live the nonprofit life. I can't afford new suits. Okay?
There you go.
I have to make
everything goes
I have
into
to squeeze in there.
Walk the Talk America.
That's right.
WTTA. It's been a while since we've talked Walk the Talk.
It has been a while, and I brought my team.
I think the last time we talked about it was with the gentleman you're getting ready to introduce here.
Yeah, Jake Wiskerchen, the mental health of, guns and mental health.
Yeah, the expert.
The expert.
Yeah.
I actually get to claim that now, which is really cool because we were always warned off in grad school, don't call yourself an expert in any area unless a judge tells you or you're published or whatever. We actually got published for some work.
Congratulations.
With the National Academies of Science and
so you're in the
Medicine and
archives.
Engineering. Yeah.
Congratulations.
Official.
That's
Thanks.
huge, man.
Published subject matter expert on firearms and mental health and injury prevention.
Now, are you getting called to court nowadays and being
one
an
can
expert
only hope.
witness?
One can only hope. No, I hear that pays well.
That's what I've heard. Yeah, people make a career out of that. Yeah.
Nonprofit sector does not pay well yet.
That is true.
Nonprofit life is a lot different than when I owned Eagle Imports. That's for sure.
Nonprofit means non-profit.
But now I get people to buy me drinks.
It's true.
All those years I was buying drinks. Now I'm like, hey, I live the nonprofit.
Well, don't you remember the ones I bought you last night?
Come on.
It's your turn tonight. So you guys have an addition to the team. Introduce the new WTTA member.
This is Jay Hood. Jay Hood is actually, Jay was with me right in the beginning, and we met at Maj Tory's event in Denver, and you were part of this. You weren't part of the team then, but you knew about this from the jump. Yeah. I mean, before it had any real substance to it, it was more of a concept.
Yeah.
So Jay came on board, about a year and a half ago, 2 years ago?
Yeah, 2 years ago.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Well, welcome to the team.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Yeah, man. Get up on that thing.
All right, I'm all in.
Let's hear you. There he is. Now we hear him.
Yeah.
So where are you from?
Chicago, Illinois.
Chicago.
Yeah.
All right, man. I love Chicago. They got some good food down there.
They do. It's a nice city.
Yeah. So what is it that you do? What's your background? Tell us a little bit about Jay Hood.
Yeah, so I'm just more so logistics and operations, and I try to do everything I can to create some strategic alignment with partnerships. On the advisory board, and creating that alignment to bridge that gap is all I'm doing.
There you go. I mean, he says that's all I'm doing. You know, that's a big job there, man.
Yeah, but I got a good team.
What'd you do prior to that?
Business consultant.
Okay.
Yeah, so I worked in a franchise space for the most part.
Which industry?
Pack and ship.
Okay. Yeah, packing and shipping.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Very good. So are you a firearms advocate?
Absolutely. Evangelist, advocate, enthusiast.
There you go.
Yeah.
You preach the preach and walk the walk.
Yeah, I'm a gun guy.
Talk the talk.
I'm a gun
WTTA, baby.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we had, when I first met him.
In Communist Chicago.
No, we met in Denver.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
No, I'm going to say Communist, that's where you're carrying. That's where you're
yeah.
Fighting a good fight in Chicago.
No, but
but you guys met.
We met in Denver, and it was really funny because I don't know. I think you asked me, "Hey, let's go get a beer. I want to talk to you about something," because he heard me talk about Walk Talk America, and I was kind of, I'm tired. And he's like, "Well, hey, when you were talking with Mental Health America, did they mention Big Pharma?" And remember, she had mentioned Big Pharma like 20 times when we had that meeting. I said, "All right, let's go talk." And it was really funny because in the beginning he's like, "Yeah, you know, this is really fun to watch you because you can go on CNN or you can go on Fox News. You don't have to answer to anybody because, you know, no one's in your pocket yet." And as he's driving off, he's like, "I love what you're doing, man, but be careful. People die over this stuff."
Truth.
He drove off, and I was like, "That is the best."
Truth. That's what I'm talking about. So, WTTA, I mean, you guys have come a long way since you started this. Was it been 6 years ago?
2018.
2018. So how many years is that?
5.
I can't do my mathicals.
Yeah, we got 5 years now.
5 years. So yeah, I was close.
Yeah,
I was right on it.
No, I know it's
and
crazy.
I remember, you know, when you were contemplating this, you came to me like, "Hey, I got this crazy idea, man. What do you think?"
Yeah, man.
And I mean, from the get-go, I was like, "Dude, that's genius. That's so genius." And from concept to where you guys are now, you've come a long way.
Yeah, it's great. I was just talking to somebody about it. I think I was talking to Joe, or no, Rob, while we were walking up, and I was saying a couple years ago, if you'd have told me like I was going to be part of a nonprofit and I was going to have companies like Ruger and Arms Corps totally behind it, you know what I mean?
You're like, no way.
No way.
Yeah, there's no way these guys are going to buy off on this.
Yeah, so it's just been fun to watch it grow. You know, I think people in the industry needed to see us stay around for a bit, right? You know, they need to make sure that
it was legit.
Legit. But it's been great, man. I think we're in the, you know, to me, we're in the forefront of leading the mental health charge. I mean, because the solutions we have, there's nobody that has them, you know. No one from outside of the industry.
You guys have a very creative, innovative, you know, outside the box way of approaching it. And for our new listeners, Mike, talk about that are not familiar with Walk the Talk America. Talk about, you know, what you guys are all about, what you're doing.
Basically, what we want to do is bridge the gap between the mental health community and the firearms industry, and look for the innovative ways that we can work together to get people the help they need when they're in crisis without fear of consequence, right? We also want to educate, which, you know, Jake, I'm going to kick it to you because you're a big part of that. Jake had come up with an idea to educate clinicians, and we give them CEU credits to teach them about gun culture. So we're really bringing people together.
Right.
you know, you heard Mike talk about it. If you had told me, 8 years ago or whatever it was that I'd be doing this, I'm the same boat. Like, I never envisioned this, and I'm proud to be a part of it because it's so creative and groundbreaking, really. So just the idea of coming up with a firearms cultural competence course for practitioners, like, where can you find one of those? You can't. Ours, right? And then now, since we've done it, several other organizations have started, teaching physicians or other medical practitioners about maybe having conversations about firearm injury prevention with their patients, but it doesn't involve the cultural component of what firearms community is about. And I think that's what makes us really unique in that aspect. So when we say we teach people, one side of the coin is what we've just been describing, which is to bring education and training to practitioners so that they can be fluent in understanding what is involved in the entirety of gun culture. So on our website, for example, you can go and take 2 of these courses, about 3 hours a piece, and they are good for continuing education credit when you renew your license in most states. And you get a really good overview of what the gun community is like. Excuse me. It's something that, even though I was raised around guns my whole life, I wasn't in the community until I came to SHOT. I actually came to GRPC in 2019, but SHOT in 2020, and I walked in and I was like, now I get it. Now I get it. I get why people swap out barrels. I get why people trick out their firearms. I get why there's trades going on. I get it. Like, it totally made sense. So to bring that to my clinical community, to enhance care and conversations in a more competent way so that we're not chasing away gun owners with judgmental language or ignorance, is critical to getting help to people who need it. I mean, at our core, we're a suicide prevention organization. Right. But below that is tend to your mental well-being. And how do you get that if you're afraid to come into the counseling office? So the flip side of the coin is bringing education and training to firearms owners so we demystify what counseling is overall. And then, of course, without fear of rights restriction.
Now, how are the clinicians, when you approach them with this concept? How are they taking it initially? I mean, what's the reaction that you're getting from them?
So mixed. It's tough because in my field, I think that a large percentage of people have decided what their opinion is on guns, and it's not a good one. It's not supportive.
Right.
And unfortunately, many of them don't appear to be interested in moving off of it, which is too bad. However, there's a segment that is curious, and we are non-threatening enough to say, hey, come to us. We're not going to beat you about the head and shoulders with my rights and all that stuff. So when they come in and they can take this course in a very non-threatening, hands-off kind of way on the website from the comfort of their own living room, they can see me as a practitioner talking about ethics and diagnostics and whatnot. They see Mike talking about his story, his origin story of how he created the foundation of the organization, and they see Rob Pincus handling a variety of firearms, on the screen. So it's a little less intimidating for practitioners who are maybe skittish or skeptical. And what that we've seen through that process in doing these trainings live and online is that, it's not 100% of the time, but it's real close. They emerge with a more functional understanding and an appreciation to go, I had no idea, right? Much like I just shared, where it's like, I had no idea it was this diverse, it's this varied, it's all stripes of people and religions and politics and beliefs. I mean, it's really cool. And then
we're the most diversified industry that there is.
I got to believe that. I absolutely believe that.
Absolutely.
Yeah, people don't know that. You know what I mean? They don't
realize it.
They don't realize it. Right.
Or they just don't want to accept it.
Yeah.
Maybe. I think it's hard for them to accept that all walks of life, all different religions, like you were saying, all,
Yeah, if you're into the 2A, come under. It's the biggest
different races, different male, female, ages, everything.
Yep.
It's all encompassing.
Yeah,
and we're all welcoming too. I mean, we bicker within, like everybody does, but at the end of the day, we're all for our Second Amendment rights, and there's even liberals that enjoy their Second Amendment rights.
Yeah, we just got done talking with Laura from Liberal Gun Club about that topic, about how it's a big tent and there's lots of people underneath it. And if I could put a bow on it before we kick it over to Jay, because I know he's got stuff to say too, is I think that's what's surprising, to finish answering your question there, what's surprising to most practitioners is not only the diversity of the people within the community, but the diversity of utility of firearms. Rob loves to analogize it to car culture, where some people own cars simply to go back and forth to work. It's a tool. Some people, off-road. Some people soup them up and see how fast they can go. Some collect them. Some restore them. Some don't even own them because they don't like them.
They like to show them.
Right, and it's so close. So that is a key point. And I think the percentage, too, of gun owners in America, it's about a third of the country, but if you expand that to people who live in a home with guns or with access to guns, it's half the nation. And it's like, you can't afford to be ignorant about this. If you're a practitioner of any kind, you've got roughly 1 in 2 people walking into your office at any given moment who is going to have access to a firearm. You cannot afford to be ignorant about this.
And why do you think that they choose to dismiss it, I guess, so easily?
I think that, for the same reason that mental health has a stigma, and we go, why don't people get counseling? It's like they don't understand what they don't know and what they've been programmed over time to think about it. Mm-hmm. So both cultures, and this is another parallel that Mike has drawn, is mental health is stigmatized for all the reasons that we know. It's poorly portrayed in movies and TV. It's got a bad rep from abusive practitioners in state hospitals and that kind of thing. And then in the gun community, it's got a bad rap from negative impressions in media, negative portrayals in movies and culture. Sitting next to a black man here, and I know enough now about the black community, they're like, a lot of us don't own firearms because there's a negative stigma associated with firearms ownership. It's like you're the drug dealer or you're the criminal, right? There is no such thing as a responsible black gun owner until very recently in history. So the stigma, I think, is so deeply embedded into people's minds that to challenge that it's hard, and it takes time and patience and humility, and a lot of us just broadly are just set in our ways. Like we're comfortable, right? And why change?
And do you think that has to do with the training aspect of it, as you're learning your trade and the schooling, that they don't have it that early on in the curriculum? That maybe that's where it should be.
If we're being quite honest, most people in the humanities are left on the political spectrum, and left on the political spectrum typically is associated with anti-gun stances. So I think it's just the demographic makeup of mental health is tilted that way. It's like I've already decided what my opinion is. So so of course it's not going to make its way into the curriculum.
Yeah. So one of the big gaps that you've bridged, Sodini, you did this early on too with the organization, is you stepped across those lines and you reached out to the mental health community, and you made a big connection there, a big win. So talk about that.
Well, it all started from just going to them and meeting them where they're at, right? I remember going to Mental Health America's conference after they read my initial email, that said I have all these ideas and we can save lives, but bringing people from the mental health world to SHOT Show, right? We do that all the time. We have Nevada Coalition of Suicide Prevention is working our booth here.
Oh, nice.
So we like to take people and show them this is the perfect way to learn about it. But one of the things
sorry to interrupt you. Is this their first exposure to this culture? The people that you brought with you today?
No, not necessarily. No, because they've been doing it with us for a few years.
Okay,
now,
so
right?
I was just curious as to what how they're taking this.
Well, it's. I remember the first year I brought the vice president of Mental Health America here, in 2018.
Yeah. We talked about that. Yeah, I remember that.
That was that was really cool because you can walk them around and people aren't going to understand the AR, right, if they're not educated about it, but you could show them here. You know what I mean? That's a great thing. But I was going to say about the cultural competence course. One of the things I'm most proud of is so many clinicians. When they say something like, I was anti-gun before I took this course and now I'm gun neutral.
Okay.
And it's like, I don't need...
They're not going to admit that they're, over the that they're neutral.
Right, but it's moving in the right direction.
Yeah, absolutely.
Right?
You got them more this direction.
Yeah, so...
Absolutely. So what about range programs for these guys? Do you have a range program where you're taking them out to actually get hands-on experience firing the weapons?
So We haven't done it in a while because it's a little labor intensive and logistically challenging. But so parts 1 and 2 are online, and they used to be in person. But then when the world ended in 2020, we were compelled to move online, which actually was a benefit to us because now we got to bring it nationally instead of just locally. So we went from 12 or 14 people in a course to 74 to 260, and so that's really cool. But part 3, so that's parts 1 and 2. Part 3 is the hands-on shooting experience, and the people who take that course are also introduced to policy concepts. So as an organization, we don't deal with policy except to say, hey, be aware that there are red flag laws and transfer laws and that kind of thing, and we teach that to the practitioners so that they don't know that they can just say, hey, just give your guns to your neighbor. It's like, well, you might be suggesting a violation of law. So in that class, we do a little more dialogue, vignettes about what would you do with a suicidal person in your office if they own firearms, that kind of thing. So it's a little more in depth, and of course, shooting is just fun, and we get to shoot a variety of firearms.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's really great.
Can't beat that.
But we want to take it. We want to take it elsewhere. We've done it in Reno twice or 3 times now, but we want to go elsewhere. So if people are listening and they want to host us at their range, we'd love to
Or here's an idea: take the range to them. Because there are these mobile shooting trailers that people have designed now.
That's what we need, the Walk and Talk America trailer.
Karen Butler with Shoot Like a Girl. You familiar with her organization?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
You know, she takes that up. She's got these 2 big, semi-trailers that she takes that are portable shooting ranges.
It's an audio-only podcast, so nobody can see my eyes getting as big as they are. Like, yes.
Yeah, so that would be awesome if you guys could find a great sponsor, to sponsor one of those trucks. I'm sure there's plenty of people that would be behind that.
Talking lead.
But joining organizations, maybe like Karen's, is maybe how you get started with that and say, hey, mate, this is what we're doing. Can we join? Your posse, kind of deal.
Awesome.
I'm just throwing ideas out there. Sometimes they stick, man. Sometimes they don't. I don't know. But anyway, we can make that introduction.
Yeah, I would love that.
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Be happy to do that.
Like I said, anytime you can bring people into the 2A world and educate them, and not in a threatening, where they feel comfortable.
Sure.
And they're going to learn. And we have enough stories, and we have enough. We're pretty approachable. So, and
absolutely.
We've always taken the mentality of, for the most part, the anti-gun crowd, they're just they're uneducated about it, right? And they just don't want to see people die, right? And
and we get that.
Yeah.
We get that. But again, like you said, they're not educated. And some of them just don't want to be either. They want to believe what they want to believe. But the fact that you are breaking that barrier and reaching out to some of them, it takes one, and then that one you get the 2, and then exponential.
I mean, we tried not to worry about too much about the tail ends of the distribution curve. Stick to the couple, 2 or 3 standard deviations away from the mean. And we've got the people in the gun community who aren't interested in mental health either, and that's fine. Okay.
Yeah. So talk about your website. I know you guys have put a lot of work and effort into your website, and there are some things that people can go that's very interactive. So talk about.
Well, the next big project on our website, obviously you can go there and you can take a free and anonymous mental health screening. This is the same screenings that are going in the boxes of Ruger's and Arms Corps firearms, Bursa, High Point. But our next big project is we're creating a database for a directory of clinicians and healthcare providers that are not afraid to say, like Jake, I'm super pro gun, pro 2A. We feel that that's important because we get so many people that contact us through the website that says, like, I'm ready to talk to somebody, but I don't know where to go.
Sure.
Right? And we thought about it. We're like, why are we hiding this, right? Yeah. Like, doctors, anybody, pediatricians should be able to say, like, hey, this has come to us.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
jump out there, be seen.
So we're excited about that. I think it's going to be huge. I think it's going to be a game changer.
So that's you're working on that. You hadn't finalized that yet?
We need to recruit. Well, we have it up. There's 8 people in it, but we're recruiting. So if you're listening or somebody who is in our field and wants to join the directory, it's free. We'll just do a click-through link to your own website or whatever.
Yeah.
We'd love to have you because if we can have a 50-state directory and easy access to vetted people who support the cause, then everybody wins.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got a new program too. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna let you get in here. I want you to talk about this. I'm bringing Devin Perkins, who runs Kids to Kings. So I think this is
Devin.
Yeah.
This is Devin.
Yes, sir.
Welcome, Devin. I'm Marty.
Devin, nice to meet you.
Yeah, you too, man.
So, did you already say the name?
Come on up. Yeah, go ahead and say it again.
So, I started an outreach program called Kids to Kings. Essentially, Jake and Mike have given me a lot of information about what complex trauma and CPTSD is. So, what I did is essentially translate that information to where I could give it to kids and middle schoolers between 11 to 13, 14-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
And basically what we do is just reverse engineer all the generational curses and generational bad habits that they've picked up from the compound trauma that they've dealt with through their lives.
Right. And where are you doing this?
We do it everywhere. We've been to Baltimore. Right now we're pretty much based in Atlanta.
Okay.
And we're right in the heart of the hood of Atlanta. We're on the
Heartlanta.
west side, right across the street from where the Bankhead Projects used to be. We're intertwined with a charter school out there. I don't want to give the name, but
okay.
we're intertwined with a charter school out there. And yeah, we just try to get these kids out of their environments and give them something else to see.
That's fantastic. And where can people go and get in touch with you, find out more about your organization?
We're on the resource. We're on the resource page of Walk the Talk America, but you can also go to Walk the Talk America. No, Kids to Kings. No, Walk the Talk America. Sorry,
that's
Walk
okay.
the Talk America /kids-2-kings.
Okay, there you go. Are you on the gram, social media?
Oh yeah. You
Okay.
can definitely follow me at Trench Work Chronicles. It's all one word, and then from
Spell
there,
that.
Trench, regular spelling, TRENCH.
Like working in the trenches.
Literally, it's what we do. It's the story.
WORK?
Yep.
Okay. Some
all
people
regular
put different
spelling.
twists on.
Oh no! It's all regular spelling. It's just the title of what we do. We're in the trenches. We're working. And
Nice.
Yeah. So that's in that bio is the Kids to Kings tag as well. That's the fastest way to people.
And how long have you been doing this?
When did we meet? NRAM 2018.
So since 2018?
Yeah, in Indianapolis. I told me and Mike, he was actually going to try something similar with somebody else that I was already pretty much cool with. So he was like, yeah, why don't you just do it? I asked him, I was like, do you have any ideas or any plans to do this with like black people or people in the hood? And he was like, yeah, but like I don't really have an ambassador or liaison that way. And I told him what I wanted to do, and he was like, well, why don't you do it? And I think 2 weeks later, I was sending him a mass amount of text messages like, all right, this is what we're doing. And he's been as supportive. Jake has been as supportive. J Hood has been as supportive. Like, it's a great team to be with.
Yeah, what you're doing is awesome, man. That's
Thank you
great.
very much.
So when you're approaching the kids or these communities, how is it being received?
It's pretty well until we say the word gun. But that has actually changed more now since I've gotten to Atlanta, and surprisingly, it's with a lot of the moms. But I guess that's a byproduct of the 80 million new gun owners and the majority of them being black women.
Yeah.
I guess a lot of them are in Atlanta. So they love it as well. Like, I tell all my moms, I will take you to the range and bring the kids with you. Because I like to make the gun essentially the shiny object in the room.
Mm-hmm.
And then we talk about all the different factors and different subjects around the gun. Self-preservation, self-defense, competitive shooting. Like, I really want to start my own youth competitive team with all of my black boys out of Atlanta, because that would just be different.
Yeah, it would.
Yeah.
That would be cool.
But it's been received pretty well. I had a couple organizations just ghost me after I told them that we were going to teach them gun safety.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's been a lot of support.
That just makes no sense to me. Why you got somebody that's offering to come in and educate somebody on safety?
Yeah.
You know, it's not like you're going out and teach them how to do drive-bys or
Right. And we see it in the news every day of some kid picking up a gun that they shouldn't have in their hands and not knowing what to do with it. So that's the first thing. Well, the first thing we go over is controlling your impulse and making sure that you know how to de-escalate any type of situation.
De-escalation, that's where it starts.
Because, they're 12, 13-year-old boys. You're not really supposed to have a gun unless there's an adult or you have some type of supervision anyway. So we teach them that. We go over, like I said, controlling your impulse, And then we teach them the safety, proper grip, all of that 101 stuff, and then that's basically it. My field trip that I'm gonna do is we're gonna take the boys to the top of Stone Mountain in Georgia.
Oh yeah.
And we're gonna do a pistol class on top of there, and then I'm gonna teach them exactly why it is important for us to be doing this on top of Stone Mountain.
So we're in Atlanta, and I know Walk the Talk America is behind you. What other organizations do you have that are supporting and helping you guys out?
Black Guns Matter with Maj Toure. That's my big brother. That's my mentor. He's put me on the platform to be able to talk all the stuff that they give me. Kevin Dixie with No Other Choice. He's another
Kevin's
one of my
been
mentors.
on the show, yeah.
Oh yeah, well, that's my big brother. If you normally around here, if you see him, I'm normally trailing him with the camera.
Okay.
But yeah, that's another one of my big brothers. And then these two, Jake and Mike. They're the ones that I will call in the middle of the night and just bug them.
Literally in the middle.
Literally
at
in
the
the
middle.
middle.
Literally,
it's happened before.
But it's their fault. Like if you show me that you're going to be awake at,
hey, they
12
let you
o'clock,
off the chain, right?
Exactly. But it's a fun experience. It's a good experience, and I think we're going to make some decent change. You know, perfect world, we don't have to do any of this, but.
So what's your next goal with what you want to accomplish? What's your next?
My ultimate goal or
your next?
My next goal is just to get the curriculum out and just keep spreading the word, keep doing the work. This is our second year in the school, so I just want to establish our presence in the school and just keep getting those kids, keep re-engineering them and making them positive members of society.
Are you looking to go to the West Coast, bring this like California?
Oh, we'll
Florida?
go anywhere. We will go anywhere. Any school that wants us to come, we will come. It does not matter.
And are these more private or public schools that you're?
Right now, it's a charter school, so
charter's kind of private,
kind of private, kind of public.
Right.
Yeah, but
so it'd be good. We got some sort of a government, local government behind you on these as well. Are you finding any resistance?
I have a lot of political friends.
Yeah.
They all haven't necessarily jumped on board yet, but as soon as I really give them the campaign, I'm sure they will.
Yeah.
Yeah. One of my friends, Kim Klasick, out of Baltimore, she's the one that went viral for walking through Baltimore and showing all the stuff.
I remember that.
Yeah, she wanted to start a program that was going to rehabilitate.
She'd be a good person, good advocate to get.
Oh yeah, she's one of my really good friends.
Vocal,
but she wanted to start a program that was going to rehabilitate drug dealers and let them become investors into projects that were basically abandoned. And when she heard about what I was doing, it was basically pretty cohesive together. So she's one of my big supporters.
Nice, very good. So, I mean, you guys are making all the right connections, getting the right people involved. Sounds like to take WTTA, to the top, man. Just get it out there for everybody to be able to take part and the awareness, man. It's all about awareness.
Yeah, I mean, we walk around SHOT, and it's like I made this comment on Tuesday. I just realized that there's not a single booth here that couldn't have our literature in their products.
Right.
Not one. I mean, I don't care.
You've had a conversation with our friends here at KELTEC, right?
Yeah, we're going to after the show, actually.
Very good.
Yeah.
That's where Jay comes in.
Yeah, Jay actually squared that away.
And already, Mike knows everybody in the industry as well. I've got a lot of connections myself, so anything that I can do, I've told you guys this 100 times. Reach out to me, let me know if I can make a connection, do whatever I can.
Yeah.
And the Leadhead Brigade, they're all behind it as well.
I think if we just make it an invitation, say, hey, anybody who's listening, if you're part of this, you can help. And the way you help is, even if you're not like quote unquote in the industry, right? You're just an aficionado. You like to shoot, right? Well, you have a range probably that you shoot at. Probably got a store that you shop at. Go explore those relationships. Take our literature with you. We got little flyers that just sit passively on the counter at the register or whatever, and says take free and anonymous mental health screening. It's non-threatening. It just sits right there.
So talk about that for our new listeners too, because that's something we talked about in the past, and that's something they can do on your website.
So you can go to the website.
Completely anonymous.
Yep, free and anonymous. Everybody likes free, and most gun owners like anonymity. So what it is, it's powered by Mental Health America, and Mike mentioned them at the outset. So all the screenings have good fidelity, and the data don't go anywhere. It doesn't go into some repository. They don't ask for your name. They do have some basic demographic information, so we know who's taking these things. And interestingly, I share in one of my presentations a slide that has a pie chart on it, and the vast overwhelming majority, 67% of screeners through their website are between the ages of 11 and 24. So youth love to be screened. Adults, I think, aren't as hip to it yet, but we need to invite them in.
Sure.
So what the screenings do, there's 14 of them, a couple of them are in Spanish. You answer some questions, real brief, and then it spits you out a number, a score of like how well you're doing or not. And so it's useful in a couple of ways. One, if you don't have as much anxiety as you thought you did, you can be relieved. And the other is, if you have more anxiety than you thought you did, it's an invitation to go seek a higher level of help. So that's a good way to check in on yourself. Something else that I'll just mention too is I own and operate a company called Zephyr Wellness up in Reno, Nevada, and it's outpatient counseling. But on our website, and there's a link on the WTTA website too, is a series of emotional functioning videos. And it's just me standing in front of a whiteboard talking about how your brain works. But the emotional functioning videos are useful because it teaches an individual how to respond to environment when they feel certain things. And if you can label your emotions accurately, you can push through them well. And so we don't bottle things up and stuff them down and avoid and end up with bad situations. So if you can educate yourself either through screening or through watching YouTube videos, me talking into a podcast, then you stay out of my clinic, which is really what we want. Like, we want people to stay healthy so that they don't get ill, but if they do get ill, know that they can come seek help.
Yeah, one of the things that I love about the screenings, especially companies like Arms Corps, who puts it on their ammo boxes, right? Like, take free and anonymous mental health screening. If, nowadays, gun manufacturers are getting roped into these really bad lawsuits about advertising. Right, like that's how they found a way to go after the gun companies.
Yeah, exactly. Like
so
Daniel Defense.
Right, like Daniel Defense.
Who was the other? There's a couple of them.
Yeah,
recently.
And my thing is, what a better if you're in court and you own a firearms company and they're going after you for this, and you say no, we put this in the box of our guns. We give our customers every opportunity to seek help before they do something tragic to themselves or others. Right. I think that would go a long way, right? Because the knock on the gun industry, which is totally false, is that we don't care.
Have you approached attorneys with this to see, if you get an attorney behind it and you get an attorney check off, then they're going to be more apt to say, let's
Well, when I first started this, I didn't even think about it, and it was John Renzulli, one of our board members. He's with Mossberg and Glock.
Okay.
And he said, I could use this in court. Like, I can use this to show that,
If you get some sort of documentation or get some sort of endorsement from, as you're taking it to these gun companies, say, look, these attorneys, worldwide guys or nationwide guys are saying, this is some stuff we could use to help defend your ass. When you get in a bind.
Yeah.
Go a long way. Just saying. Again.
Another idea, man. Just throwing stuff out there.
Just throwing sticks or it don't stick.
I like your idea of the app.
The app, the app. That guy's supposed to be here sometime. I don't know. But yeah, I think you should do an app too.
Anybody listening who develops apps, we would love to have an app with our 50-state directory.
We've got a lot of creative and smart lead heads out there. So get in touch with me, talkinglead@gmail.com, and I'll connect you with Mike and Jake and J Hood. There's Devin over there.
Wrong letter.
Getting my letters mixed up. But guys, I appreciate you coming on and getting us an update on where you guys are at with WTTA these days. It's awesome. Anything else that we didn't talk about? We need to talk about? We cover everything?
I think we got it.
I think we got it. So throw that website out there and your grams.
So WTTA.org or WalkTalkAmerica.org. You can find us on social media at WalkTheTalkUS. We're on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook.
And our podcast, Guns and Mental Health.
There you
Available wherever podcasts are found.
All the places. So I got a question that I've been asking all my guests. Okay. It's a fun question. Okay. It's the first thing that comes to mind. Don't sit there and think about it. First thing comes to mind. And I'm going to start. I'm going to go with you last because I know you're going to have a good answer. We'll start with you first, and we'll go around the table here.
All right. A lot of pressure.
You're going to do this too, okay? All right. So, one thing in 2023 that you would like to see just completely disappear, gone, never to come back. Could be anything. Mike.
Right now, the thing that in my head is this pistol brace thing.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You want the pistol brace to go away, or
no, I want to be able to use it. Yeah, the ATF with the pistol brace.
So you want the ATF to go away?
Yeah.
NFA gone. I like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Masking children.
Masking children.
Yep.
Because of the COVIDs.
Yeah. New Jersey schools just returned to masking a couple of weeks ago. Ann Arbor schools returned to masking. Some of the California districts are talking about. Yep. Masking children. It is absolutely.
It's already proven that it's the worst thing that you could do.
Absolutely revolting that we're putting masks on children covering their faces. I'm an emotional functioning guy. We learn emotions and we communicate with our facial expressions. If you don't have that at the most critical developmental points of your life, which is childhood, you will stunt growth. And not just educationally. I mean socially and emotionally.
And mentally.
And the way we connect as human beings is emotions. You become vulnerable, you push through the vulnerability, and that drives intimacy. That's how we connect as people. Masking children needs to go away yesterday.
I agree. I like that one. Jay Hood.
I would say the hypocrisy of the inclusion that we spoke about before in like the industry.
Mm-hmm.
It's interesting that we lose so many bodies to firearm suicide in a day.
Yeah.
And the very same brands that are pushing these products off their manufacturing and assembly line look at us when we talk about our efforts with hesitancy. Yet, their lifetime customer value, they have a number for that. They have a dollar sign associated with how much.
They put a value on it, huh?
And yet, they won't take the time to make that endorsement and to make that investment with the only organization that's doing the work. So I don't want to see the hypocrisy and the bullshit, quite frankly.
I like that. I knew you would have a good one. Yeah. That's perfect.
It's heating up, isn't it?
Yeah.
Every next answer is better than the one before.
I like that. Devin, come on, brother.
So mine, similar to his, is I want the hypocrisy, not the hypocrisy, but the lack of focus on the next generation. I think we do a very poor job at making sure that we show nepotism to the kids and the children that we have coming up next. So I just want people to stop acting like they don't matter, because we're leaving this world to them, and it's not looking like it's getting any better for them.
Wow, you guys have knocked it out of the park on that answer. This is the best answers we've had so far. So. Awesome, great job, guys. Appreciate you coming on. Again, anything that Talking Leadhead Brigade can do for you guys, we're behind you 100%. Just let us know. Yeah, good deal. More coming from the 2023 SHOT Show here at the official lead quarters, the KELTEC booth. I'll have to have you do that again. All right, he'll be here in a minute. We can go ahead and get started. You probably got other appointments today?
No, you're her appointment, so.
Okay. I'm honored. Thank you.
Yeah, here for just you.
She's doing it for me. She don't give a shit.
She's like, I don't know who this bozo is wearing those gay shirts. Who is he? Do you like my shirt?
Yeah, when in Vegas.
When in Vegas?
When in Vegas.
This is a Nashville shirt.
Except Marty's pretty.
When in Nashville.
Marty's pretty metrosexual, so I think he wears that shit all the time.
I'm comfortable in my sexuality. In this shirt. This shirt's pretty damn comfortable.
You survived Sturgis, got home, everything was okay?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I mean, you survive that flight. Survive anything, right? Flight in the RV. You missed out. You should have been there with us. You shouldn't have flown home.
No. I've done this twice now.
The Sturgis?
Yeah, well, with Chad. So I drove out with him all of the way.
Here he is. All right, you got to get up on the mic like this.
Okay.
You do too? Or you can bring it back there. You can hold it. If you'd rather hold it.
Yeah, maybe.
We can take it out, or you can just hold the stand.
I don't have her tiny little legs. I just take it.
Oh, I know. That's why I turn sideways. Turn sideways a lot of the times.
Did you think that you were going to just be able to get away from the booth and not work, Evan?
He's like, yes. You must have found something we're stopping for. Mepro light. Checkity check, 1, 2.
Test, 1, 2.
Test.
Can't do it at the same time. Come on, guys.
Here we go. We good?
Yeah, you get a little closer.
A little closer?
Yeah.
Okay. Is that good?
Talk.
Hello. That's good, right?
Yeah, you hear that?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Rick. Yeah. Rick Stewart.
Alyssa. Nice to meet you.
Test. How do I sound?
That's good. All right. Are we live? Are we doing live? What's up, lead heads? We are live at day 3 of the 2023 SHOT Show here from the official lead quarters at KELTEC. And joining me, I have some guests in the audience here.
Hello.
A special guest. We have Alissa Baker. And Alissa is from the communist state of Oregon joining us. And our good friend Rick Stewart with...
How you doing?
I love what I do with your card. The American...
Did you hear him say
Zealot
good friend?
Production Movie Company. American Zealot
Productions.
There you go.
You got so many irons in the fire, you know. It's hard to keep up. So join us, would you please? So Alissa.
Yes.
So he's brought you by here for
Yep.
a special reason. You're holding a firearm there. KELTEC's latest, the R50.
R50.
Yeah, that's their rifle version of the 5.7, the P50.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I take it you're familiar with that. Have you done some photo shoots maybe?
So I
this?
think most of the stuff I've done with KELTEC has been with the KSG
and some others. But we did film this in the gun store that she works at with a range with somebody that she knows. So
okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So she's not just a pretty face either. She also works at a gun store and she does firearms training.
Yep.
So talk about that. How did you get involved with firearms? How did you get in the firearms industry?
I grew up around firearms, so I was already kind of into that stuff. And then I think getting my concealed carry, like I actually went into the range to pick out my concealed carry, and that's kind of how I got started and got my job there. They just
Was
asked
this
me,
in Oregon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, at the range that I currently
So
work
there
at.
are still gun stores in Oregon.
Surprisingly, yeah.
It is surprising.
Yeah.
I mean, you hear everything that's going on there. It's an utter chaos with your Second Amendment rights.
It is. It has been crazy. Everything's kind of on hold right now, but
yeah,
we're working through it and doing the best that we can under the circumstances.
Yeah. Are you still doing training?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like that's probably picked up a little bit more because people panic buy. A lot of people who weren't into firearms previously wanted to take advantage of the opportunity before that was taken away. So, yeah.
I get that. Now, you also, and we mentioned this kind of briefly there, Rick, you do some modeling for KELTEC.
Yeah.
So how did you get involved with that?
I met Rick.
So you're the catalyst for this.
Well, the thing is
why am I not surprised?
I do, all of the video production for KELTEC and some others in the industry. And one of the things that I met Alissa, I'll tell you how I met Alissa story.
You're more familiar with the KSG
Yes,
there, so
yes.
We are always out filming something somewhere on location, and a lot of times it requires props, new bags, new sleeping bags, new cots, new whatever.
An awesome coat like she's wearing today.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
it's a little chilly, isn't it?
Yeah. Up here because I got the doors open.
Yeah.
Downstairs definitely hot.
It's a little warmer.
Yeah.
Sorry,
But,
Rick, go ahead.
But anyway, at the time, Alissa was working at Cabela's.
Yep.
And here was this cute little girl that would run around the store, and she was like friendly, had a personality. But you know how a lot of times you go in a big box store or something, and you say, "Well, will it do this?" And they start reading the instruction on the back of the box, like you're an idiot. Like I could have read the instructions. I just wanted to know if you know.
Yeah.
Like, do you have any experience with this? But I was getting some gear, and I wanted to make sure like a cot was wide and something. And she said, "Well, let's just set all this up." I'm like, "Oh no, I'm not going to make you do that." She goes, "Screw that! You're going to buy
what I'm
it."
getting paid for.
Yeah.
So she said everything.
Might as well.
She said everything
Let's have
up
fun
in the
with my
store,
job.
and then when I was done, she goes, "I'll put it all away. You continue to shop." And then when I got to the counter, she helped me out, and that's kind of where it started. It wasn't long after that she went to work at the gun store, but I'm pretty enamored, not only by her ability. She's been in a lot of KELTEC videos. I think 7 or 8 KELTEC videos, KSG, and some others. So she's helped me film on even an international front. We did a sex trafficking video, and we've done a lot of other things, and Alissa's been a big part of helping us out.
And we're going to do stuff soon, hopefully.
Yeah.
You did a sex trafficking video.
Yeah.
All right.
I know, that sounds
I can't
creepy,
let that go.
doesn't it?
I'm sorry. What was it about? Why did you do that?
We're on a
awareness.
No, we're on a
okay,
on a campaign to try to educate the world on how prevalent it is, and so Alissa came and was one of our actresses inside it, and she did a great job. I'll have to send you the video.
Yeah, and
It was fun.
Where can someone find that video? Where can we watch
That one
this
right
video?
now they can't because we're in the middle of maybe building the documentary series on it.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
And so eventually it'll be released. So
Okay.
some of our stuff gets in secret. Like we may get a new firearm that nobody has seen.
Yes.
And so their shop for me are pretty trusted agents. KELTEC can send me in the latest, greatest, and everybody has signed their life away that they can't talk about it.
I got you.
And we film, and then
Lots of paperwork.
6 months later, it's out.
In 6 months. Okay, so
Sometimes longer.
Yeah.
soon to be released.
Soon to be released.
I got you. We just the reason I was asking you mentioned that I had some gentlemen on yesterday that they're in the security business.
Yeah.
And also the human trafficking. You know, they're I guess officers for that.
Yeah.
So yeah, very very interesting. And like you guys say, I mean, it's a very, I guess. A lot of people are aware of the extent. You know, it's a huge
It's really not talked about a whole lot.
No, it's
not
just
that
seems
I've
like
noticed
people
at least.
just kind of just dismiss it. It's like, that didn't really exist. But
I think that people
It
want to
really does.
ignore stuff like that because
They
it's
just don't wanna
sad
believe
and it
it
sucks.
exists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's easier to bury your head in the sand and pretend it's
Yeah.
not happening.
Well, kudos to you guys for bringing it front and
Yeah.
center.
Yeah.
I want to talk a little bit about the training that she does because I think there's a lot of people out there that visit a gun store and then they don't come back. There's a lot of people out there in the gun world that can probably relate to this. We have got guys that really don't know a lot, but the first time they take their girlfriend in to shoot, the guy behind the counter makes them feel so stupid that they don't want to go back.
Oh yeah.
And
or they just
Like, hey,
use them as like
sweetheart.
a easy sale, I guess. Like
get their points?
the assumption's already there that they don't know what they're looking for or what they're talking about. So it's
Right.
easy to go, oh yeah, this is
Manipulate.
this is a point and shoot firearm. This is what you need, and make the sale rather than actually educating and having a conversation and looking at multiple options and really getting
Now, if
into
you were
it.
going to sell me a KSG, let me sell me a KSG. So the KSG 410 is the one that
Oh, yeah.
Alissa is holding now.
Yeah, I haven't actually gotten the opportunity to. This is my
Oh.
first time holding it.
Pretend it's a 12 gauge.
A 12 gauge?
Yeah, pretend it's the KSG 12.
KSG 12.
Because I think
feel
everything's
this
the
is
same.
the-
It's just smaller.
no.
This is more like the KSG or
KS7.
KS7.
Yeah.
which she
Yeah,
did the
so-
commercial for too.
Okay.
Did I shoot the KS7
But it is a dual
This
tube. It's dual
this
tube.
one is. It's dual tube, so
Okay.
it holds 15 rounds.
Okay.
So
I'm actually really excited. I think this will be a
7
little
plus
bit more comfortable to shoot than a 12 gauge.
Oh, it's gonna be,
I'm
well,
little. I'm petite, you know.
it's going to be.
Yeah, if you can't tell, Alyssa's about 90 pounds,
Yeah.
85 maybe. I don't know.
With the jacket on.
Yeah. Soaking wet.
Okay, I'm sorry. All right, sell me. Let me hear
Well,
you.
how do you sell something that you
so
haven't
wait a
really
minute.
played with yet?
So I'm walking in the
It's a
store.
KELTEC.
It's like, oh hey, Alissa, how you doing? I'm looking for a
This.
shotgun. Looking for a
You
shotgun.
You want this shotgun. It's
Why?
the best shotgun.
Why do I want that shotgun? Why?
Well, look at it. It's cool.
It's
and
cool.
It's fun.
And it's black, and it's got this thing up here, and
Yeah. Well, I'm also I'm kind of more of a handgun person just in general.
oh,
but
should we get a handgun in here then?
I don't know. Do we?
I don't know. So she's
Candy.
gonna sell me a KELTEC firearm. Oh, look, we have snacks.
Apparently.
Apparently.
We're gonna try.
I wanted to see her powers of persuasiveness.
Powers of. I don't think you really have to be persuasive.
No?
I think you just figure out what someone's looking for and what they're interested in. And I really do feel that a lot of stuff when it boils down to firearms is a personal preference.
No, keep going. You're good.
Okay, sorry.
No.
Yeah.
No, it is. It is a personal preference, but it's. So I guess you're good at listening to the customer.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, I'm walking in. I'm looking for a shotgun that, 12 gauge probably got too much kick for me. I don't like the, my shoulder.
So a
hurting.
410, not too bad.
And I need something that when I'm hunting, when I'm swinging, that barrel, kind of
heavy.
It's long.
Yeah. Yeah.
What would you recommend?
A 410. This guy right here.
A bullpup 410.
Yeah. The KSG is a good one too. It's not too heavy. It's pretty lightweight.
Yeah.
It's manageable. It's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
Now you think about that for being the tiny size that she is, and watching her rock a full size KSG on the range. I can't tell you that Alissa hasn't come back from some of our shoots a little bruised.
Yeah.
Great job. Let's shoot that again.
Well, there's not a lot of padding there to begin with.
She gives us the eye roll like, really?
Are you sure?
Yeah, really,
we have
guys?
to.
But I would tell you, Marty, one of the things, kind of alluding back to when you go in a gun store and have a gun store experience. One of the things that I really love about Alissa is the fact that she's more than happy to tell somebody why what they're about to buy is not the right weapon for them in the store. You know what I mean? Or even their first time on the range. Like, hey, let's not start out with that. Let's start out with this. So, she was pretty excited when the little 22 pistol came out from KELTEC.
Yeah.
Because of what a great way, what a great entry gun to get somebody in and make them start to feel comfortable and then transition people up further. But
and just helping build up confidence in what they're doing, I'm really about connecting with whoever I'm working with and making sure that they really understand, the material that I'm teaching and going over everything. It's not just, giving them information and sending them off on their own. I want to help support them and build up their confidence so that they can be independent and comfortable and,
Now in your
really
training courses, do you do
I do a lot of
specifically women, females, or do you do mixed classes?
A little bit of both. And most of my training, I do one-on-one training. I really enjoy. I prefer to do one-on-one training because I like connecting with whoever I'm working with.
Yeah.
And I'm passionate about what I do. It's not just
some more private,
money
hands-on.
or a job for me. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we recently released a video. KELTEC released a video. It's kind of based on the most interesting man in the world theme with the P15. And we have this big guy, Craig. He's a massive dude, manly man for sure, but he just hasn't done a lot of shooting. And so I said to him, hey, I really want you to go to the range. I want you to connect with Alissa and shoot. And if a guy was ever worried about a woman teaching him anything, Alissa quickly dispels that. One, because when you watch her shoot on the range, she's very good. So, I think you've given Craig about 10 lessons or so.
Yeah, he's doing great.
And he just keeps coming back, and that makes more guys come in because Craig says, man, she knows her stuff, and she taught me well, and the results speak for itself.
Do you specialize in the handgun, or are you doing rifles also?
I'm definitely more into handgun shooting for sure. Yeah. I feel like I don't feel like shooting rifles is as difficult as shooting handguns, and as far as accuracy and consistent shot placement
but you can
and that kind of thing.
You can come by and watch her rock full autos.
Oh yeah,
she shoots. Tell them some of the full autos you're shooting.
Oh gosh, we got a bunch. We got MP5s, Uzi, Thompson, MG3, belt fed stuff. Yeah, they're a lot of fun.
The
full auto in general is fun.
Yeah.
I think maybe that's another thing as far as rifle goes. I'm used to shooting full autos, and I have the opportunity to do it basically whenever I want to. So, sometimes semi-auto stuff can be kind of. Yeah.
Her very first campaign for KELTEC was the UCASA, MICASA, is that what it was?
Yeah.
And so she's kind of the face of that on the magazine. And so she went out to Eastern Oregon. KELTEC Chad was with us.
KELTEC Chad.
Yeah.
Who is joining us on the mic?
Hello.
There he is.
So he we were all out there in Eastern Oregon. We had Terry Hewen, our former Team 6 buddy was out there, and so everybody had a role to play.
It was a super fun trip.
But that was her first, and then we've done a lot since then.
You got more coming up? No doubt.
Yes.
Why is she not in this one, Chad?
I don't know.
Why is she not in this
Why
magazine?
am
Yeah,
I? Why
I
am
was
Why are
looking
you
at
on the
that.
cover? And why are you on the cover and not her?
That was a lighting test shot, and these assholes put me on the cover of it. I was there to direct this photo shoot.
You can't tell
not
me
be in
that
it.
you're not proud of that shot.
I
right
hate
there.
that
That is a
picture.
good picture.
I absolutely hate that picture.
Alyssa,
It's a great picture.
It's not a
what's
great
your
It's a
mic?
great picture.
What's your mic there, Rick?
No, but the catalog, the rest of the catalog
What
turned out
could
great.
Chad have done better?
So open
to
it up.
pose for this.
I think it's a great picture. I don't know why you don't like it.
Open it up. No. Yeah, look at the back. So now flip it around. So we can see the back,
The
of
back.
the whole thing.
Here, you do it.
Marty, you're
I
slow.
don't know what you're talking about. You said
Marty,
open
were you
it
out
up.
late last night?
Oh, okay, there we
Oh,
go.
you
So
wanted to do
it
that?
It could have been any of those images, and they look at this dude. I mean, that's legit, right?
I don't know. I'm a little afraid of him.
Yeah.
That guy's a little scary, intimidating.
These guys were amazing. It would have been nice to have you out there. We had a family, like a family sort of environment and / instruction on the handguns at the range, and we kind of wanted to, give that kind of family day at the range vibe. You would have been perfect for that.
Yeah, I
but
would have loved it.
yeah, next time.
Tell Rick.
Next time.
Chad's going to be coming out pretty soon. We're
Okay.
going to be shooting some more videos, so we'll get you out
Yes.
there and
Yeah,
get you involved.
absolutely. We got to do it.
I know she's going to.
Well, actually, since you're kind of our shotgun spokeswoman with the new KSG 410, we should probably get you doing a photo
Yeah,
shoot with that.
no, for sure.
Yeah, 'cause we haven't done anything with that.
I really am excited to try that out too.
Okay. Oh,
yeah.
dude, it's so much fun.
I bet.
Yeah. All right.
No, she's digging the 410. She would be perfect, for you guys to do a video of the small frame versus how perfect the 410 is.
Yeah.
I say we make it.
Not saying you're dainty because you're not dainty.
Are you?
Well, I
you're
mean,
just smaller frame.
I can handle machine
Are you even
guns.
90 pounds?
No, yeah. I think I'm like 110.
I know you don't ask women their weight.
I don't care.
How much do you weigh?
But you just did.
Yeah.
But you just did, Rick.
Well, we're friends, so.
Yeah, you can
Well,
you get away with that.
so the KS7 is not fun to shoot. I mean, it's a lightweight 12 gauge shotgun, and she's on our reel just rocking it. Just
I mean, you gotta
ripping with it.
with the lightweightness. I mean, that's,
Yeah.
you gotta expect that.
Yeah, but I'm telling you, like, I pull it up on my phone all the time because when we do range events and stuff, you get these guys like, oh my god, this thing's like killing me. So I'm like,
that's me.
Hold on a second.
Let me show you.
I'll pull it up.
I'm the
and
guy
like,
on that video.
This is how you shoot a KS7. So I'm glad you did that because it's a lot of fun, and I really like to poke fun at dudes that are complaining about it.
Yes.
But the shotgun, a pump
hilarious.
action shotgun, is going to recoil based on whatever you put in it.
Yeah.
So put.
Well, and we didn't have any light rounds.
Nope.
So
we didn't.
No.
There was a little bitching about that.
Oh, just like a tiny.
To be
tiny
honest,
bit.
she's rocking her Doc Marten boots and her little black jeans, and we get her on the range and we're shooting. And the next day I come in because we were going to film something else, and she kind of pulls her shirt back and pulls her away, and she goes, "Check this out, asshole!" Her whole shoulder is bruised, and
That's
so.
usually
Not too bad, though.
That's the results for me too. Typically when I go out,
Yeah.
rocking those. But
I mean,
when you
I
fill them
bruise
up,
like
you
with
want to
just
empty them.
shotguns in general. I bruise.
you don't wanna
even
just-
if it's
you gotta-
something that's heavy and not too bad.
You gotta empty them.
Yeah.
You can't
you
just
do.
shoot one or two. It's
Well,
like,
if we gotta
there's
get a good shot,
15
you
in
know.
here, I gotta get rid of all of them.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. Yeah. So of all your photo shoots with KELTEC,
Yeah.
what's your favorite? What's just been your favorite?
I don't know. I think my first one definitely was one of my top favorites, just because of like the scenery and the environment and the people that were there. Like it was just a super super.
That was
fun,
a good vibe. Good vibe.
Yeah, really really fun time.
And
Yeah.
they get you out of Oregon.
No, we were still in Oregon.
we were on the Pacific Crest Trail right up there in a beautiful part of the
gorgeous.
state.
So you're doing all this in Oregon. They're not
Yeah.
like flying you
Not
out to
not yet.
Italy or
Not yet.
Little known secret, but Oregon is
trying to
by
help out.
far the most diverse place to do
Oh,
photo
yeah.
shoots, get content
Oh,
because
it's beautiful. Up
you
there.
go.
That's why I'm still there. Like
go
even
f-
aside from the
Oh, I get
politics,
it.
like
I
you
get
can
it.
drive an hour any direction and you're in a different
I
climate.
was just gonna say you go any 4 directions. It's like you're in a completely different place.
Yeah.
And
That's
so you
awesome,
think
yeah.
as a documentarian, a lot of times I need ocean, coastal, gigantic sand dunes. Oregon has the largest sand dunes in the world.
Oh, really?
If you turn to
I
go
don't
the
know that.
opposite direction, we filmed scenes for our Hunter or Dakota Meyer documentary and some stuff that we've done with SEALs where there's mountains over there that look exactly like you're in Afghanistan. You know what I mean? So
Oh, yeah.
we just have everything.
Yeah.
Snow, mud, rain,
That's
boa
like the
constrictors.
only thing that's keeping
And
me
you go
there.
up there for these
Oh, yeah.
photo shoots, Chad?
Yeah, I've been out a couple times.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love
Digging
it.
it?
Yeah, I
Digging
do.
it?
Yeah, I wish politics.
That's why
were
they don't
different.
fly you there, because they want to come there.
Yeah.
They're the
where
ones that
I'm
get
at.
the trip,
Yeah.
not you.
Yeah. So let's set that up, Rick. We need to get a photo shoot, KSG 410 with Alissa.
Yes,
and
absolutely. We
we'll
definitely
we'll
do.
just make that a thing.
We'll
make it an
start
annual
here
thing.
after we get done recording. And we'll,
There we go.
We'll get some
Yeah.
pics.
Yeah,
of that. So I was noticing your artwork that
Yes.
you got there.
Yes.
You want me to hold your jacket?
I actually have an appointment when I get back.
Did
for
you
more.
already
For
give
more?
your social medias? Did you already spit that out?
It's tagged on the live.
No, I mean, have you done it here?
No.
Oh yeah, you need to do that.
My Instagram is Alissa Wylde.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Alyssa Wylde.
Yes, Alissa, Alissa.
And Wylde is
WILD.
WYLDE, like 223 Wild.
Oh, come on. I can't remember that.
like
That's
223
okay.
Wild.
We can write it down.
223
Your
Wild.
listeners
It's a
are
firearm. WILD. Okay.
Hey, it's okay. The leadheads are way smarter than you.
Okay.
So, you're good.
They can spell.
Yeah.
So your artwork. I want to talk about your artwork here. So
Yeah,
you got
yeah.
one there on your forearm.
Right here in my forearm. I'm gonna have a new one right here.
You gonna do a whole sleeve?
This was my first. Yeah, this arm I'll probably sleeve out.
Nice.
This is my first one. I got one behind my ear, my sternum, and then on my ribs.
Okay.
Yeah.
And when did you get your first one? That little heart there.
18.
When you were 18?
Yep.
I mean, you're like,
Which
what,
is like 3
19
days
now?
ago.
Yeah, I'm 24.
Okay, 24. So that's
24.
not that long ago.
No, nope.
And then you got your next one. How soon after?
I think it's scheduled like February 17th.
Is there you have a particular artist, a favorite artist that
Yeah,
doing all of it?
Yeah.
Okay. Nice.
He's with Reborn Inc. He's done all of my stuff. He's the only person I'll go to. You
Nice,
know, like you
yeah.
kind of
It
find
looks like he
someone.
does good work. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you.
Are you doing any colored tattoos, or are y'all
No,
doing
I'm not really into the colored stuff.
the-
I feel
the
like it
monochrome?
can kind of fade over time and doesn't look as good, and
Mhm.
this isn't too bad. It stays pretty well, and he does a good job. So, yeah.
So what I was asking, how soon after you got your first one did you get your next one?
I think I get one probably like about every year.
Is there like a special
year to
occasion
6
that
months.
you get the tattoos, or
Well,
just,
originally, me and my best friend were like our birthdays are a couple of days apart, so we would
Yeah.
go every year for our birthday,
right?
and then life catches up to you, and that's harder to do.
I don't have any tattoos, so
No?
that's the reason I'm
No?
asking. Is I'm
Yeah, I
maybe
get one about like
considering
every
getting
year.
something.
February is like this. I got this last February, so now this February I gotta.
Is that
Go
mean
get another
something?
one.
Does that have some sort of
No, some of them do.
meaning to it? And it's like an iris or something. Is that what that is?
There's a just
Calla
a bunch
lily?
of just a bunch of wildflowers.
Yeah, kind of
I just like
calla
it.
lily or something like that. Yeah, oh, it looks
Art.
great.
I'm artsy.
You're
I've
artsy?
actually
And
thought
it's-
about
and it's
tattooing.
Wildflowers, WYLDE.
Yeah.
ALISSA.
Yep.
WILDE on the grams.
Yep.
There you
That's
go.
me.
So you leadheads can follow her there, and then where can they see these awesome videos of you, the KELTEC?
I think we got some on
Hardware.
KELTEC's Instagram and YouTube.
Yeah.
I think what we'll do now that you gave a plug for, we'll put all of KELTEC's videos on her site too.
Yeah,
we
can do that.
Well, we're gonna do.
Probably
a
got more
reshoot, too.
followers.
Yeah.
Yeah. We've we've talked about that for.
Can I post
a
all
while
my
now.
stuff on your Instagram too?
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Okay, so start following Talking Lead on ALISSA. Wow.com. That's the new Talking Lead
There we
Instagram.
go. Okay. Perfect. I'll give you the login.
Perfect.
Sweet.
So what's next for you, Alissa?
Shooting that 410.
Shooting the 410?
Yeah, that's
Okay.
gonna be next.
Our first
right?
thing on the schedule this year. I like it.
Yeah. That's what we're gonna do.
I'll tell you a funny Alyssa story.
All right, let's hear it.
Oh, boy.
Around 4th of July, 2 years back, we were going to do a 4th of July shoot, and Alyssa came out and
Yep.
she wore an American flag for us in the shoot.
Yep.
And it's a pretty sexy, pretty provocative shoot, and she really looks good in it, cute in it. I'll show it to you when we leave here.
It's on the gram.
And it was on my phone,
Oh, boy.
and I had just come back from a fly fishing trip in Eastern Oregon, and the pastor of my church said, "Hey, did you get any fish out there?" And I said, "Oh yeah, I got plenty of them." And I went to open up my photos, and he's standing there looking at it, and the photo that popped up was Alyssa.
What kind of fish is that?
In this, American flag shot, and he goes, "I don't think that's it." And I'm like, yeah, no, that's not it.
That's not the one.
That's not it.
I don't know. I wasn't nervous, but I think he was pretty nervous.
She's a catch, but that's not the mission.
Thank you.
I thought dad jokes were gone in 2023.
Oh no, I'm bringing it back,
Chad,
baby.
Come on.
I think dad jokes are the funniest.
That brings me to the next question. We're going to wrap it up with it here.
Okay.
Is what do you want to see eliminated, gone, just disappear in 2023, never to come
He
back?
asks everyone this question, so.
Measure 114 in Oregon. Like, is that? That's it. That was an easy
That was
one.
great. That was great.
Came right out of her mouth, too.
Rick?
Yep.
What would I like to see gone?
Yeah. Anything.
Well, anything woke and everything woke. I'm just
the whole concept.
I
of
wish
woke.
we would go back to being the country that I think God ordained us to be, and I don't even mean that overly spiritual or religious. I just think that this country was founded on some amazing principles that worked for 250 years, and we got a lot of people that are trying to friggin' make it not work.
Yeah.
They're learning it the
agree.
hard way, but not fast enough. So, it'd be nice for parents to have control of their kids again, and maybe we should bring back spanking. But that's another show.
I'm all for it. It worked for me. See how I turned out, right? Huh? Am I?
I don't know.
Never
Maybe
mind.
we should
that's not a
reconsider that.
good argument for the bring back the spanking.
I never stopped spanking.
But all of his girlfriends have left him.
Okay, good enough. Rick Stewart, American Zealot Productions.
Got it.
You proud of me?
Nailed it, yeah. Good
and
friends.
Talk about, you can't talk about that. Never mind, you can't talk about that one. And Alissa, one more time, give your grams.
Alissa Wylde. ALISSA Yeah.
Got it. .com. Well, guys, thank you so much for being on. Rick, appreciate you bringing her by. It's been a pleasure. Love to have you on next shoot that you do with them. Let's talk about it on the show. And there is a deer outside the booth here. We got to go see what that is. We got to go get us some jerky. So more coming from the 2023 SHOT Show here at the official headquarters of KELTEC.
So there you go, guys. That's the end of our SHOT Show interviews. That wraps it up for all of our SHOT Show. But we're going to get more because we're going to NRA. And like I said earlier, we've got an awesome giveaway that we're going to be doing for the people who are attending. So this is going to give you an incentive. If you're sitting on the fence, you're like, I don't know if I want to go or not. This is an incentive for you to go. And what we're doing with KELTEC and KRAKEN Cases is, Chad, you want to talk about the awesomeness that KELTEC is putting up as a giveaway?
Absolutely. So we are going to be giving away a tan P17. It's also going to come with our new P17 optics slide. It's going to come with a holster for that gun, some extra magazines, and we're also throwing in a CL42 flashlights
and a red dot.
Yeah, the red dot comes on the extra slide. Yep.
There you go. So you're getting a P17 with the red dot, extra mags, a KELTEC, which model flashlight?
CL43. It's a 3-cell, the bigger one.
Yeah, I've got one of those laying around here somewhere.
The 420 lumen flashlight. They're pretty awesome.
Yeah, very nice kit there that you're going to get, and it's all going to be wrapped in a very cool bin.
And a gamma.
And it's going to be a tan gamma. This is a yellow one, but it's going to be a tan gamma case to go with the tan P17.
This case is really cool.
Yeah, and what's nice, I think you guys are, you put your magazines in the bottom layer of it. It's a 2-layer case, so basically you can use the bottom layer for storage, top layer for storage. So, it'll be able to hold everything that you guys are including very easily within that case, and throw it in the case. It'll form around the memory foam. Will form.
It'll
around
hold all that and more. So, and we may have a few extra things that we're going to throw in with it also. So. Don't be surprised if maybe we got something from Mission First, we got something from SEAL 1, we've got, some other things, maybe a knife from a company. I don't know. But definitely you're going to get the P17 with the red dot, the extra mags, so you're going to get 5 total mags, the holster, and the 450 lumens.
Yep, the CL43 flashlight. You can see it at
CL43.
KELTECweapons.com. Go there and check it out.
Yeah, and if you want one today, you can use that code LEADHEAD, and you can get 15% off.
Nice.
And if you want one of these Gamma cases, or you want one of the Icarus cases, or you want one of the Sigma, use the code TALKINGLEAD, and you're going to get 10% off. But this is only for people who attend NRA, okay? Only the people that are attending. You got to come by KELTEC's booth, and there are registration laptops there that you go and you register. And then on the last day, we're going to announce the winner of who gets that. And you can't take it home with you, obviously, but everything will be shipped to you. You'll get everything shipped to you, and the gun will go to your FFL. So if you can't own a firearm, too bad. So sad. Don't enter the contest.
What are you doing at NRA if you're not buying guns?
Well,
go ahead. For anybody not familiar, the P17 is it's a 17 shot 22 long rifle, concealed carry sized handgun. It's extremely lightweight. It typically comes with 3 magazines. My notes here say that it's going to come with extra magazines, so I'm guessing probably an extra couple mags. And there's we just released we partnered up with Crimson Trace, and they put one of their red dot pistol sights on one of our slides, and it fits perfectly. It looks really nice, and I think inside that case it's going to be nice because with that memory foam, you can obviously keep the optic on there and go ahead and close it up, and it's not going to crush your optics. So it's that's a pretty solid deal. And the pistol is extremely fun to shoot. I was never much of a 22 guy. I didn't really shoot 22s very much. Had to go down and test one of those in the range, and I was having so much fun with that thing. I wasted a lot of the company's ammo just having fun. I was, quote, testing it. But, yeah, it's a super fun plinker. So,
yeah,
really good for beginning shooters, or if you just want to go out and do some plinking, it's a great pistol for it.
Absolutely. So come by the booth. We're going to have the studio set up there. Come by, say hey to me. Chad's not going to be there, unfortunately. Matt will be there, and the other gang from KELTEC. My buddy Evan, who helped me out at SHOT Show, is going to be there. He's going to be handling the media for me. So come by, see Evan, the Flood Man. And we're going to have other giveaways for people who come by and say hey and let us know that you're lead heads. We've got some stuff from Mission First. We've got some stuff from SEAL 1 and a couple other sweet little things that we're going to have for giveaways for people who come by and visit us.
So at the KELTEC booth, anytime Talking Lead, we're hosting Talking Lead, that's where the party's at. Everybody's at the party. And so you got to definitely stop by the booth. And sadly, I won't be there to enjoy it, but I know you guys are going to have a great time.
And if you're an owner of the AK-47, Marco Vorobiv's book, Survival and Evolution of the AK, he is going to be there one day. We haven't decided which day and time he's going to be there yet, but if you've got this and you want it autographed by Marco, he is going to be there doing autographs for your book. So bring your AK books. I'm bringing mine. I'm going to get it autographed by Marco. And there may be a couple of other authors there. I'm working on a couple of other people too. So if we get them lined up, I'll let you know about that. But like Chad said, I mean, that's at some point in time, everybody comes by there and stops in, and it's just like a party. It's a good time. And we love seeing each and every one of you there. So if you're saying, hey, damn it, I'm not going to be there, guess what? Coming down the road, Ben, Chad, we're going to do a giveaway with the Sigma case with KELTEC.
Nice.
We're going to do a 3-gun giveaway. So we're going to have a KELTEC shotgun, KELTEC rifle, and a KELTEC pistol. We don't know all the details yet, but just so you're not too bummed out, you're like, hey, I can't make it, I'm not going to be there. We've got this giveaway coming later down the road. So stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Yeah, that's a big one.
It's going to be a good one.
That's going to be a really good one. And that Sigma case holds a lot of stuff. So, there's going to be other people involved with that giveaway too. So it's going to be even bigger giveaway.
Yeah, so for anybody that's not familiar with three gun is a shooting discipline where you use a shotgun, a pistol, and a rifle, different courses of fire. So if you're getting a KELTEC shotgun, a KELTEC pistol, and a KELTEC rifle, that's a huge giveaway. So definitely stay tuned for that.
It's going to be fabtabulous. I guarantee it. Guarantees it. So that's our news. Thanks for tuning in, Leadheads. I hope you enjoyed our SHOT Show interview wrap-ups there, and more coming from NRA this month. You know, that's next week. As we're recording this now, it's what, like a week away?
It's less than 10 days, yeah.
Yeah. So we're looking forward to that, and I hope to see you guys there. And if anybody's going to be there, you want to let me know you're going to be there, you can email me, talkinglead@gmail.com. Hit me up on the social medias. PM me on those. Let me know you're going to be there. And come by and say, hey, introduce yourself.
If I get cleared for a last-minute trip, I'll be there if I can. I'll kind of see how my medical stuff's going. But if I can sneak out for the show, at least come for a day or two, I'll definitely come out.
But that does it, Leadheads, for another episode of the Talking Lead podcast. Probably the next time you hear from us will be the AK Corner. So make sure you tune in for that. We're going to have some awesome news on the next AK Corner. And then go and visit all our sponsors, Mission First Tactical, Seal One. Use the code LEADHEAD and get nice big fat discounts at both of those. KELTEC, use the code LEADHEAD. You're going to get 15% off. KRAKEN Cases Talking Lead is the code. You get 10% off. You like the wall that's behind me, our lockdown secure walls, you can go to their website, use the code LEADHEAD, get 15% off at lockdown. Medicine in Bad Places. If you are medically inclined and you want to stock up on your medical supplies, Medicine in Bad Places, Leadhead 20, you get 20% off there. And like I said in a previous episode, we're in the works with doing some more with them on the show to do more education on getting you medically proficient for situations. Defiant Munitions for your ammo. I don't think they do 22 long ammo, but they do 9 and up. I know for a fact. In 380, they do 380. You go to Defiant Munitions, all caps Leadhead, 10% off for that. And then our Factory 47 for our AK Corner logoed items, you use the code LEADHEAD 10% off. So lots of savings for being a Leadhead and listening to the podcast. The only podcast that gives so much more back to our listeners than anybody else. Would you guys agree with that?
I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, we've already given, how many cases have we given, Ben? Like 5 or 6 or 7?
I think we did 5 or 6.
We did 5, and then you donated some to Sheepdog Impact Assistance for their auction. We greatly appreciate you doing that. And then KELTEC over the years, I mean, there's no telling how many we've given away from you guys. Countless.
Lots of guns.
Lots and lots of guns, and more coming.
And we love to do it too.
You do, and it shows. So come see us at NRA Leadheads. Until then, as always, keep your loved ones close.
Your firearms closer.
And keep them safe in a KRAKEN case.